Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glacier Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who are actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Oh, all right, ready. Today is Sunday, July 17, 2022. And welcome back to another conversation on Meadowbrook Memories. Me as usual, Jelly, our Glacier, our Lance, our Prince, and any one of those names will do. You join me today as my co-host is Dante, our Tegreg, our Donovan Thomas, just to make sure we call him by his proper name, as he would say. Our guest today came to Meadowbrook in 1981 and left in 1986, and he only got involved in sports at Meadowbrook in his last 3 years at Meadowbrook, in both football and cricket. So we can only imagine how much greater his contribution would have been had he harnessed those sporting talents on the football and cricket field in his earlier years. But he's here to give away all of them story about his Meadowbrook memories. So without further ado, welcome William Lyon, Billy Rush, as him call himself, or here some other man him call him German. So Billy, introduce yourself, and then Dante, you reintroduce back yourself.
Thank you, Jelly, for having me on the program, and I must say big kudos to where the program going and always taking us down the path, down the road of the history, back down that road, the road that we enjoyed so much.
Yeah.
And we can go back down there and, just relive some of the memories. So thank you very much for having this podcast up for all of us to enjoy and join in when invited. But give thanks. And as you said, I'm William Lyon, otherwise called Billy Rush. Some say Billy Lyon, And in the early days, it was Little German, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Billy. And Dante, reintroduce yourself, because I'm a big star night watchman. When you go night watch, you come come out at all. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Well, again, Jelly, before I even introduce myself, I must laud you again for this thing here. It's it's just refreshing for the Meadowbrook fraternity. I think all the feedback that I've been getting have been good. So, we look forward to the continuation.
Yeah,
as you know, everybody know me. I mean, Tegre. I mean, if you say Donovan Thomas, maybe people don't know, but Tegre, Dante.
Yeah.
There. And it's a pleasure as usual. And especially today, chit-chatting with one of my bona fide brethren, family, that, this is I guess we do this almost every day, but it's nice to do it in this forum,
Yeah.
Right, true word.
We'll have it on record, yeah, man. I appreciate that, Dante. I appreciate that. But before we start the program today, before I ask Billy the first question, I have to mention this because yesterday morning while I there do some editing on the podcast to come out, it flashed across my screen say, one of my good friend, Kevin Miles, passed on either Friday night or Saturday morning from a heart attack. And it was a big blow to me Because I know him
Sad.
personally, I know him father personally, and him and Richie, which is my little brother, my cousin, was good friend. And when I saw, I say, about 2 weeks ago, Kevin Miles, him called me by accident, and I called him back, and I said, no, Jelly, I just accident call. You know when you but dial somebody, and he must say him there listen to the podcast, and he just touch a button. And it was just a sudden shock to me to realize. So, at the beginning of this program, I'll take maybe a minute silence, or maybe 30 seconds silence to Anna. And I don't know if Billy or Tegre go answer something before. We just take a wait in a silence a couple seconds for Anna. But
Well,
go ahead, Tegre, yeah.
Tegre, go ahead.
Yeah, well, told Kevin, this thing I really, that one that hit me hard, is Kevin is a bona fide brethren from school days. And just, I think last year he was here with us. We had some good fellowship. We link up a few times. I think that kind of make it a little easier. The fact that we got the chance to fellowship with him for a while.
Yeah.
Last year. But trust me, I'm really gone too soon, man.
Yeah, man. Way too
Sad,
soon.
sad indeed.
Yeah.
Sad indeed. Yeah, man.
That's what I say that too. Go ahead, Billy, if you have any comment about Kevin.
Definitely, I share the same sentiments, Stigo, is a friend, a colleague, a brother, for years. I knew Kevin and his younger brother from Dunrobin Primary. You know what I mean?
That's how far back you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it came as a shock, and it's it's really hard to deal with, but as you know, we're getting older each day, and we know what the life come with,
Yeah.
So we have to just live on and keep these memories alive.
Yeah, that's why them
Rest in peace. Yeah.
That's why the program is important. The memories that we live on after
Right.
we're gone. The memories that we live on. So you're right, Billy. So it was a shock to me too. So we could just stay silent for about 30 seconds, and then we start the program. So go off. This is Anna Kevin Miles. A solo gone too soon. Yeah, man. Appreciate what respect for brethren. We're going to
Rest in peace, Kevin.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
So by now, Billy, say anybody come on this program, the first question I ask everybody, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
All right. Well, I want to tell you, this is how it is. When I look at it and I keep hearing persons giving their responses to that question, I can only say it was almost like destiny for me. As a youth, attended Dunrobin Primary. I had a lot of friends there, from within the community that I lived in, which was down by Elizabeth Avenue off Red Hills Road.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, we always want to go to Calabar. As youths there at Dunrobin, we say, Calabar want to go. But, yes, but as destiny would have it, my parents, they weren't having a really good relationship at the time. And my mother and father had a little split up. And I had to go stay with my aunt. And she lived on Burbank Avenue in Havendale. And this was in 1975. Right? When I got to Havendale, my neighbors were like the guy living next door was Andrew Elliott. 3 houses down the road was Ferdinand Bent. My cousin Dean Wainwright went to Meadowbrook, German, that's a big German. And I went there not knowing anything about the community, just moving from where I was as a young youth, going up that side, staying with my aunt. And I used to love it. So I wanted to stay there all the time. You know what I mean? And then when things got better at home with my parents now, then for some reason my father just came one day, picked me up, and take me out and say, "Come, I'm gonna show you something." And then he went to a place. And when he showed me the place, he said, "You know, we might be living here." And I was like in awe of the place.
Mm-hmm.
But before I got to the house, he took me to a place, and I never see greenery like that before. The place was so awesome. I was like, "Geez, am I still in Jamaica?" The place looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, the first place he took me was Bottomfield, which I didn't even know it was Bottomfield at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the place, it's so green with all the guinea grass growing high over on the side, beside the gully, and the hills were green and everything was lush. And, I was so impressed. So when he took me to the house, I tell my father, I want to live here because all the cherry tree in the front yard, I never see all the cherry tree. I never have a cherry tree and all them thing there, So Meadowbrook, it's on a whole area. I just love it. So when we got there now, we had I was still in touch with my cousin up the road in Havendale, and we used to go to like a football training and thing. I never know football in my life. It's pure marble and gig and them thing there. I know, so I start see football with Andrew Elliott, Dirk, Ferdinand, Johnny Pecker and all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go to the training, and it was a team called Spec Strikes. I heard on your last program, Tony Reynolds was saying it's Spectrum, but the team actually named Spec Strikes.
Spec Strike, yeah.
Spec Strikes. Yeah, Spec Strikes, coached by a guy named Namzi.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was there with them playing as a little youth and watching and all of these things. So when Common Entrance came up, I still want to go Calabar same way, but I like Meadowbrook, so I put Calabar first and Meadowbrook second.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I thought along the line, not knowing my mother changed up all of that.
So our plan for you, Billy, yeah.
Yeah, my mother changed up all of that, you know what I'm saying? So when the Common Entrance came out, and I am searching through the paper, through Calabar, I don't see my name.
Mm-hmm.
I start bawling now. As a little youth, I cry, because first of all, the teacher started saying, "Boy, if you don't pass, you're going to end up at Tarrant and all sort of thing." That was like something connected in your mind. You don't want to end up a certain place,
man, like a death sentence, man,
Yes, However, my mother know exactly what I go on, but she showed me now, say, "I'm Meadowbrook, may I go?" Meadowbrook. So, in fact, I got there under a government scholarship, so I never even know, because she showed me everything now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's Meadowbrook, because she didn't like the Calabar thing, and my mom was a real homophobe,
Mm-hmm.
So she thought Calabar with pure guys and not going to be the right place.
Like a rub it wrong way, your own pure man.
Exactly.
Mother know what's best for it.
Mommy knows best. Yes, mommy knows best.
Yeah.
So there was no choice. So starting from getting to Havendale as in 75 as a little youth, getting to Meadowbrook to live in 1978, I guess it was just the natural progression. To move into the community school. So I guess it was almost like destiny.
Yeah. And then you play among some man from a young youth, Ferdinand Bent and Andrew Elliott and them, man. They're well-known man from Meadowbrook.
Learning from them at that stage,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I think at that time when Spec Strikes was around, Medhaven was just in its infancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even when it comes down to Tony Reynolds, I used to see Tony Reynolds, but I never knew he went to Meadowbrook. But because I thought he was just a youth playing for Medhaven.
Yeah.
And same goes for Johnny Pecker. Because being the older guys, and I'm a little youth, I used to just come and enjoy them football, just love to. collect the ball behind the goal, throw it back on the field, you know, at the end of the day, pick up the stone them or do whatever is needed to be done as a little youth right on the spot. So that's what I enjoyed most.
That is a fascinating story, Billy, because everybody come have their own story, you know. Your journey is like a destiny, as you say, you know. You're the destiny for Meadowbrook, you know. Yes. Yeah. Your mother
Right.
So where you take common entrance and pass it? 1981?
All right. 1981.
Okay.
Yeah, 1981 I took the common entrance. Because actually when I was at
Billy?
God. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Repeat
some call was coming in on my phone. At Dunrobin Primary, I was in the same class with some of the other guys like Harold Blair, Hugh Buchanan, Gentles, and all these guys at Dunrobin Primary. But you remember, at the time, students could have taken all common entrance at 10 and all of these other things. So those guys went ahead and left me at Dunrobin. You know what I mean? So when I took the common entrance now and got in.
Billy probably get another call, Dante.
So, hey, but somebody keep calling on my phone. That's why, and I don't know how to stop it from calling. I apologize.
Decline the call, I think.
Because I'm not seeing that option. But
I turn off the notification.
I don't.
It's alright, Billy. Don't worry about it, man. Just go. If you talk, we just repeat yourself. Don't worry about that. Yeah,
man. So those guys moved on to Meadowbrook. So when I got my chance now to go to Meadowbrook, a lot of those guys were already there before me. You know what I mean? But they were friends from in Dunrobin.
And you're the same age group, right?
We had the same age group. However, they moved on before me.
Because they took the common entrance earlier.
They took it earlier, right? Before me.
I follow him in. I follow him in. So, let me ask you something. You and Dante started Meadowbrook the same year?
No.
I was a year. So those guys were my classmates.
Right.
Oh, okay, I got you. You started 1980 Dante.
Yeah, man. All of them guys that were my classmates.
Yeah, so I never knew Dante.
Okay.
But Harold Blair was a close brethren, you know, in primary school. He was closer than like Hugh Buchanan and Gentles and some other guys. But Harold Blair was a friend that even when Harold Blair started Meadowbrook, I would still link with Harold Blair as a Dunrobin student at his home because he used to live right next door to the Church of Transfiguration. And I was living at Elphinstone Drive in Meadowbrook. So we would still connect, you understand?
Yeah.
Arrow was actually in my class. First form.
Yeah, man, a nice student, man.
You had a lot more guys that went to Dunrobin with me in the same year, same class. But I can't remember them name. I think you had posted a yearbook the other day. And I was going through it and I saw several of them, and then I was saying, boy, I should write their names down, so that whenever Jelly called me, I can remember them. But I didn't do that. So I can't remember them now.
No, I know the way the Billy called me. I have to read through the book sometime and I say, okay.
Yes.
Other person. Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's a wonderful introduction, Billy, because when I say no, but let me ask you this. All the time you live in a Meadowbrook, before you go to school, did you ever go over to school? When you say you go Bottomfield, did you ever go on the school campus?
Yeah, man, I was on the school campus almost every day.
Okay.
But I tell you something, it wasn't all over the school campus. It was just down at the field. We used to go for spec because that's where Spec Strikes used to train.
Okay.
With the coach Namzi, but we used to train there on the field, and in the days we'd all sit down on the wall, Mr. Tarp wall there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he used to have some, I think it was willow trees that used to
Yeah, man,
grow
and Villa Tree,
along
them
the.
just surround the field, man. Yeah, when we go there,
Yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we used to sit down. We used to sit down there and watch the training. And then as a little youth now, sometimes we get an opportunity when them on a break. We can now go on and play a little this and do a little
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But the focus was watching Spec Strikes play. That was the key thing. And remember, as I said, as a youth in primary school, I never knew anything about football, Never played anything but lick elastic against the wall, spin the gig, shoot the marble, throw the rock stone and lick the next one and try spawns it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand
So
it, really, yeah.
when I saw the game, when I saw the football and got close to it, I was so fascinated by it. And in fact, I was more fascinated by the coach.
Yeah.
The coaching of the game was what I love most.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how so I was in the school, but not all around in the compound. I was more down on the field.
I watch what the coach I do.
Yes,
Top
it was like
field.
the hockey field.
Yeah.
Where we used to train.
But the
right?
top field, yeah, man, where the cricket pitch to the right.
At the
or
top
something.
field,
Yeah.
exactly.
More Billy, yeah.
And then as a youth now, that is where we get to meet some of the persons like Benji,
That's Donovan Bell Nevis.
Benji Bell Nevis, because he lived next door, and
Yeah,
we
live
have
across the street from the school, yeah.
Gatti, because Gatti and Namzi, who used to coach the team, they come from off the same road as Brethren and Brethren, so Gatti would be up. Gatti would come up, and some other big youth, them who almost probably they got Meadowbrook, but I didn't know, but them live close by, So you get to know a lot of them.
Yeah, Tegre, guess when I get have a question or something to say.
But Billy, when German, yeah, well, I guess you say you used to think that, but when me in a first farm, remember see you down at the bottom field few times with German.
All right, this is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When I used to play with Spec Strikes and watch them, German now, Andrew Elliott, Andrew Earl, Ferdinand Bent, all these guys, them used to play, and then Namzi died, right? Namzi, unfortunately, was killed. He went away and was killed. And then, as I said, Medieval was in its infancy at the time, so all the players from Spec Strikes automatically just went to Medhaven because Wagano and his brother Wayne started the minor league program and had all of the youth, them, the stars, like the Johnny Peckers and the Ira Turners and all of the stars went to Medhaven. So I automatically, with my cousin being German, had to be a part and go down a bottom field now. Still I collect the ball them as a juvenile, still I feel the ball them behind the goal, and sit down and watch them and idolize who I want to idolize and emulate who I want to emulate, So that was my story. So when Dante see me coming first form, I actually started to play some ball and I wasn't too bad at it. I did have a little bit of something, you know what I mean?
You never so bad.
Never so bad.
Lick a bit on the lazy side, but never so bad.
Yeah, man. So when you come up on the campus the first time, Billy, you're familiar with it then? It never intimidated you or not like that at all?
Well, yes, I was actually intimidated, because I'm now at the school formally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was outside of just being down at the field in the evenings or on weekends. This is a new part of my life journey. So when I actually went into the school on the first day, I was like very timid
Mm-hmm.
going in, you know. My mother was holding my hand. And fortunately for me, it's probably one of the best things that ever happened in my life is that my mother stood right next to a lady with her grandson, who became one of my best friends in life, a guy named Dave Brown,
Mm-hmm.
Bubba Brown.
Today.
Yeah. So it was Dave's grandmother who held his hand right next to me and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was holding my hand, and we were standing, you know, as you enter through the gate. And this was before you had the big gate. This was the small gate at the time, and the small fence and
Yeah,
everything.
man. Yeah.
You know, so we came in, and you had some trees along the side going up right there to know where you had the administration block, and all parents had to stand there until them organize us, and you know, that sort of thing. So me just standing there, you know, I met, and with me and Dave, we just automatically just started talking and being friendly right there as two little boys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
While his grandmother and my mother would be chatting things like, "Why this take so long, man?" And you know, no, we have work to go and this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, coming, it was a little bit frightening. It was a little bit frightening. And seeing everybody and seeing the place, and it looked different, you know, because it was a different day, a different reason, a different purpose. So the outlook was completely different from just hanging out down at the field and that sort of thing.
Yeah. You were more than just a ball boy, you know. You have to go participate, you know. You're in at the school,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Go
And
ahead.
in them days that going to high school was a big thing, you know, bigger than now.
Yeah.
It was a big thing when you reach a high school. So I
Yeah,
guess
man. Because
yeah.
because Tigo, you're right. Because you remember in primary school now, it was, you keep hearing stories about children who didn't get this choice they wanted, or they didn't get any opportunity or something. You know, serious things happen, committing suicide, all these things. Teachers threatening you about if you don't do your work, this is going to happen, all sort of things. So getting into high school, the achievement, why you felt so proud, and you know, it was a great step forward.
I remember that you had more high schools now, because them time there's just a traditional high
Yeah, that's
schools.
true. That is true.
Yeah,
You know, the people used to go secondary school, which was, I guess,
exactly.
it was a wrong thing, but you know, you never wanted to be in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Man.
You never want. Well, for one,
There,
I didn't.
there
My
was a
mother.
discrimination.
It was. There
Yeah,
was a
a big
discrimination
discrimination.
because
I said Dante.
Yeah, it was
you
a
see,
big
yeah, man.
discrimination.
You see, if your teacher said to you, you don't do the work, and your teacher say, yeah, man, go on and do the work, man. See if you not end up a turn, see if you not reach down a crumble call.
Um,
You see, if them say
uh,
crumble call, me need them all start shaking.
Wobble, yeah, but I know one of the worst thing, you know, when we have a high school in Dante, is that you can never be seen with a girl who go secondary school, you know.
we go secondary
No.
school, yeah,
No,
man.
that's right.
A big discrimination.
Yeah.
I tell
You
you.
can't go to looking at Dante. She have to out of the uniform, and you can't go and stay them because say you're the girl from any the non-traditional high school, which is a wicked thing, you know. You look back on it, you know, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
But,
just now we are looking on it and I say,
And I
and
laugh,
then, and then Jelly, I tell you something, you know, my sister was actually attended Meadowbrook High School.
Your
So
sister
she,
older than you, Billy?
yeah, man, my sister started in 1975, and
Okay.
she left 1975 and left 1980, or yeah, 1980,
Yeah, because
or
I started
81.
74 and left 79. No, that's right, Billy. I started
Yes,
74 and I
yeah,
never
man,
know that.
she named
Yeah.
Paula Benjamin.
That's your
I
sister,
don't know if
Billy?
you know her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I never know your sister. Right, that's small word,
yeah,
Billy.
man.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, man. So
Because she
I
started
had a
out in an
good.
extension, Billy, right? Because ever beat her about that last week. Yes, yeah.
So while my sister was there, now, you know, I guess my mom figured is the best place for me to go to. But not knowing my sister left before I got there. But my mother would have already gone through the ringer with whatever is happening at that school and know its history and so on.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
It out for you already.
Yeah.
Dean German was there also. And, you know, some of the guys around in my community, you had some guys that went there like Sandy Roden and Marcel Roden, two brothers who live like 5 houses away from me. You have Charles Gibbs and those guys, you know, that lived right around in my area in Meadowbrook. So, you know, I knew those guys before I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Billy. So you come in on the campus and you get intimidated, and after a while you settle in because you kind of know the school. So which one, apart from you said it was Dave Brown, and the same Dave Brown talk about Dante, Bala Brown and the same one?
No, that's David Brown. Bala Brown is David Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Dave Brown.
Yeah.
And is a quietly very influential and person in the Meadowbrook community. Quietly.
Yes.
I know
one of my bona fide
one of those anonymous persons, you know.
In point way more than him being anonymous. I know him. Yeah.
Man. I you know him too, you know, Jelly.
Yeah?
Well, no, I guess him used to follow up the cricket too, but not
as close as you.
Yeah, probably not in a year time.
Yeah, afterwards, right?
Not after you. Yeah, after you.
You probably know him.
As him come 81. So if you see him, you probably know him.
We probably know him.
I tell you something, Tigo, you know, Dave knew the cricket from him started the school, because you remember even before Dave started to come to the school,
man.
He used to walk with a little transistor.
I probably know him then, Billy.
Yeah, man.
I used to walk with my radio come to school. I couldn't come to school with radio, yeah.
Jelly, I can tell you, him can tell me everything about the cricket and maybe about your history in the cricket. Some things that even players you played with probably don't even know.
No, yeah. I said,
you
know cricket, yeah.
Yeah, man. Cricket like that, man.
I hear you. I forgot meeting. Yes.
And is him the common link make me and Billy start. Because he's a Hillsman, you know.
He's a Hillsman. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, man. He come from Stirling Castle, and it's true this. And then I tell you something, Jelly. It just in that time, Dave and I got so close, and there were other persons around, but he was like the key person I met on that particular day. That's what you're talking about. That's the day when I stepped in.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Billy? The fact you tell me some of them transistor reader like me, you have to send me a number because I forgot to get him on this conversation. I don't need nothing more.
Yeah, man.
It's you know everything, man.
Yeah, man. I'm on a bone at that, man. So,
yeah, man. Influential.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, man. People like them want on this, you know. Who him known, but him not known. I'm want him to tell him story, man. That's what I said to you. Yeah, man. Him not play no sport, no man, know him name, because when you call him name, I say, if a Baller Browns, I'm glad me ask you, Billy. So, I want him to come tell him story. Like Shane, I want him to come tell him story, Dante. So,
man.
When I go send him link afterwards, I'm going to set that time. God, that's a definite for me. Yeah.
All right.
I love that, my brother. So, apart from him, Billy, what's some of the other friend you meet in the first term here on Meadowbrook campus?
All right. Well, on that same day, after they get us organized and everything, and we'll find our classrooms and things, they took us on the tour of the school.
Yeah.
And going through the school, it was wonderful, I just love the buildings, I just love the color, I just love it,
Yeah.
The areas. And to be honest, I want to tell you, when I got on the tour, I almost felt like I gone into like a sports academy. I never know it's like an academic sort of thing,
Yeah.
Because now that I fell in love with football, and coming there and in the tour, I going around the other side now where I seen the basketball court and the tennis court and, all these other things. And they're telling you about the activities and the sports and all these other things. I felt, whoa, I'm dropping a sporting academy and it's going to be sports for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, but when we settle down in the classroom now, you know, find that we start see some one and two persons, you know, from before who came in from Dunrobin with you and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You start, you know, see some new faces, but then some of the persons that that come to mind right away is like another guy called Sean Clue,
Mm-hmm.
you know, close friend of mine in school, and he had Clive Tomlinson, Garfield Treasure
Mm-hmm.
was another guy that, you know, we started chatting and we start meet up and thing, and then you had Gomery,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of, I could got you names like crazy with you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
those guys were like the closest that we started to have a little friendship with and chat
Martin
with,
Young and
and
all them on the
yeah, Martin Young, and
Jawbone.
yeah, you name them, a whole heap of them, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
The
but
crew.
then yeah, but you see what happened, Jelly, is that when we came into school, I think that was the year they probably, I don't know, Tegra can probably confirm this. They changed it from, like, you know, I keep hearing people say it was in M1 and
Yeah,
S2 or S2.
yeah.
But yeah, when I got there, you know, it was 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. Yeah, that year them
That,
change it.
Them
Right.
change it from the
yes,
That's right.
letter, the
Yeah.
MHS.
The letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
right.
yeah.
So that was how we were assigned, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
in the initial stages, we go in and we sit in, and I was in 7-4, you know, and then you stay there for one term,
Mm-hmm.
and then after your terms exam, they assign you, know, or evaluate you, and they assign you to a class. 7-1 being the man who more outstanding academically and moving down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't know if it's unfortunate or whatever, but I remained in 7-4. I didn't advance, I didn't decline. So I was right there in 7-4, you know, and then when the classes change up, you find that like Treasure, who was with me in 7-4, and Clive Tomlinson and some of the other guys, they moved on into 7-2, 7-1, some got backwards into 7-5, you know. So we had new guys who come in the class now, so you start make new friends, you know. And thing. And I really can't remember any female name because honestly I didn't even interested in them. It's just ball game and sports. Yeah, was my interest. I don't even remember the girl them name or anything. Trust me. If you ask me for any girl name right now that was in my class, I can't tell you one.
Catherine. Yeah. Oh, if you forget Catherine, man.
Catherine, no.
Catherine. Oh, Catherine last year, man. Oh, I know Catherine because Catherine got Constance Spring with me. And I know she came in a year. And she was in your class, man. Catherine
Catherine.
last. Yeah, man.
I can't remember that one person name. I think it's
Go ahead, Billy.
maybe if I to mention two female names, I'd probably come up with two, and it's because I had the biggest crushes on those two, you know. So I probably
because I always, you know, you're right, you know, Billy. When you go to school, you always, because I know, say, once your mother come to Meadowbrook and see the girl, it's like, you can't see your mother belly bother beam, you know, take her and I say, yeah, man. She not worry about nothing, you know.
Because there were two girls, you know. I think one by the name of Lisa Sharp, and one was Michelle Humphrey, and those are probably only two names I can remember right now, you know. But
Michelle Humphrey.
But outside that those girls meeting in my class, even before I started Meadowbrook, I had like the utmost respect for two Meadowbrook girls, one being Saffron Ramsey,
Yes, man,
and one being Yolande Henry. Now, those
legends
persons were, well, Saffron, she was like the them talk about the Florence Nightingale, or that's the name.
Yeah.
She was that person. We would
Yeah,
leave
man.
training in the evenings. Before we leave after training, we stop first at Yolan, and Yolan would give us water.
Yeah, was on a program last week. I talked about that, Billy. She'll come out next week. Yes.
Yeah. She never hesitates.
Yeah.
She don't put the hose over the fence. She go inside and she get the jug, ice water, because ice water was like the greatest commodity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the battlefield. Yeah, man. Exactly.
Because we couldn't get to the water cooler over the water commission, because they used to have some bad dog in there.
Yeah, and the gate locked.
One man would have to go on the other side and try.
Yeah.
Let the dog then come that way, then for one man run to the water cooler. So we never chance that, So in the evenings now, we'd go over to the fence and Yolande would line up water for us and we get the water. But on the way up now, we stop at Saffron.
The big mango tree. Yeah.
Yes, because you see, if you reach the Saffron now, if you have an injury, a scratch, a cut, you get a rub off, a cherry, or anything. She's going to dress it. She's going to give you a rubbing for your ankle. If your knee hurt, she's going to strap it up. She was like, I tell you, man, she was like the greatest thing. Even before I started Meadowbrook, I'm telling you,
Yeah, man, I know Billy, I know him.
So when I came to Meadowbrook now, and she was still there as an older person in the school, she was one of the persons I would always want to see her, Yolande.
Yeah, man.
Yolande that's only water, but because she did pretty as hell,
Yeah, Billy, definitely. I know your talk. Yes. Yeah, Tegre, you say something about Saffron?
Yeah, man. Saffron was my first farm prefect.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nicest human beings you could have ever worked on, man. Saffron.
Yeah, man.
I would endorse that.
Yeah, man, I want a nice spirit, man. And she stayed away there from to the prep school. She was just friendly. She was friendly to everybody, man. She was just friendly to everybody.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Real.
Yeah. She's one of them soul we go to soon too, So it was just
definitely, man.
Yeah. She was like, she'll light up in the room, man. She'll light up in the
room. Anywhere.
Her smile and her personality.
We couldn't leave Bottomfield and we don't stop at her house. It was impossible. She must have probably been doing something very important. Because she would be outside making sure that she take care of every injury. She heal everybody. She make sure everybody all right before you pass her gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Her sister was nice too, but Saffron just overshadowed her.
Yeah, Saffron stand out in terms of
stand out. Man.
Yeah.
No, man, that was so. Which one of the teacher them stand out to you, Billy, in the early days?
In the early days, I'm going to be honest with you, I never interested in no school and class, So I never really have no teacher that was outstanding in any way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But teachers that I can remember, like you'd have Miss Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I think she taught me general science or something like that, some kind of science. And
which Miss Jones? The tall Miss Jones.
Yeah, the tall Miss Jones.
I think she was a past student too.
Yeah, I think
she passed away, I think too,
Yeah?
So she.
You had Miss Jarrett teach Spanish. But before Miss Jarrett taught me Spanish, they didn't have a Spanish teacher for the first form. So Miss McLennan would teach my class Spanish. Although she was the principal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She took on the role to teach because I think at the time they were looking for a Spanish teacher for the first form and thing. So Miss McLennan taught us the Spanish and thing. And trust me, Jelly, I still find a way to scull the class, Yeah, and always the principal. I just don't turn up, I missing in action. You remember those classrooms used to have a 2-door,
Yeah.
She come in through the front and gone out through the back one, You know what I mean? But teachers like Mr. Gordon in the industrial arts.
Yeah.
Mr. Shepherd. You know,
Yeah.
Mr. Phillips, the PE teacher, Mr. Phillips.
Yeah.
You know, those teachers stood out to me at the time when I just got
Yeah.
here. Mm-hmm.
So when you got
Shepherd
to
had a,
yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Dante. Go ahead.
Shepherd had a brother in your class too. No, so you go.
Yeah, but he came in third form. He
Okay.
came in under the 9th grade achievement.
Okay.
Eugene Shepherd. Right. I
Yeah, I
remember
know
when
you're
he
talking,
came, you
Bishop. I
know.
know exactly what you're
Here,
talking.
yeah, hear this one jelly. When he came, you know, and came in the class in third form and come in and him name Eugene Shepherd. And the man him said, Shepherd? So wait, Mr. Shepherd is your brother? No, he said, no, you related to Mr. Shepherd? He said, I'm your brother. Used to call him brother after that, you know.
Yeah.
So funny. It was
Yeah,
so
Billy.
funny.
Yeah.
Because you know, at Meadowbrook, for some reason, my wife said it all the time. Anytime Meadowbrook people come together, or if it's a Meadowbrook person around, you can always tell. They speak a certain way.
Yeah.
They have a way in which they speak. You know, they speak properly and
Yeah.
all this sort of thing. It's like a culture. We're a culture in a way, you know.
Yeah.
But so when Sheppy came and him said, I'm my brother, he was just like,
It must stand out.
Yeah, because we didn't speak like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you said like you have to rope me into the culture and
Yeah,
and that's what talk about Meadowbrook, exactly.
No, that's not how we talk at Meadowbrook, you know.
You're right, Billy. You're right about that. So let me ask you something, Billy. So when you come in now, as I say now, a sports you focus on mostly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
At what point you met Mr. Year, or the Dread as we affectionately call him?
Right, well, I used to see him on the campus, you know, but never had any reason to come in contact with him, you know what I mean? Because Mr. Phillips was my PE teacher, and Mr. Phillips was the man who we really knew at the time. You know, if you're going to be playing for the school or something, you might get to know the Dread. You know, but apart from that, you just see him. You see him and you hear say, boy, him is the Dread, you know, him red Dread, you know. Mr. Here, that and him have 2 shorts, one blue, one green, and a blue socks, and him have a Adidas Samba, and him dressed that way all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And him have like a sweatband around him hand, around him wrist.
Yeah.
And you just see him moving, walking like from the administration, walking that way. So you never really have no reason to want to know him in any way. Because for one, we in first form, we thought him was a little bit strict and we kind of don't want to get too close to him because whenever we go to the PE room, you know, it's not like now when I go to school and see children in the PE room. You could never go in the PE room. You could just stand at the door.
No, you could stand at the door.
Yeah, you could stand at the door and look in and everything, and you'd see him inside, and you're like, whoa, he's a figure that, you know, bigger than everything else. But Mr. Phillips is the man who was in charge of us in the sports in the beginning.
Yeah.
Him at that time, him probably was coaching even the Pepsi side.
Right. Mr. Phillips was coaching the Pepsi and him was the man doing the PE.
Okay, so you never, so I mean, you never the first year then you don't have nothing to do with him at all because...
Nothing at all to do with him. I don't have nothing at all to do with him. I don't even think in the second year either. I don't quite remember. Because, as I say, you know, sports was my thing. But when I got into first form now, Tegra always say, when Tegra said, boy, Billy, how you don't play Pepsi and you don't play Coles and you know you could have played ball and all them things there. You know, when in first form and I came to school, remember, in 81, coming in September, no, Manning Cup is going on already, starting and these things, and then we're having PE and stuff lining up for the Christmas game, them, you know, the 7-a-sides and all that things.
So you're always organizing them competition. Yeah.
Right. So as a little youth, I used to get some game with some of these teams, whether in the 7-a-side or even in house competition. I get a 1 game one time, and you'd have all
as a young youth.
Yeah, you know, Mitchie was one of the outstanding men at the time.
And Mitchell was a
hey, that
Ratney
little
one,
you
as a Ratney
time.
man.
Ratney, and I get a little game, and him say, that little you time, bad enough, man. Him wicked,
That's
and
what
watch
Mitchell
it,
said.
and then so Mitchie start giving me little ratings, you know.
Yeah,
so when
yeah.
I walk now, I start feel a little proud and all of these
Yeah.
things. But the thing is this, down on my road, a neighbor dog bite up my foot. My both, the two of my foot them, you understand?
Yeah.
And I had to be walking with a crutch.
Yeah.
But my right foot was badly bitten.
Yeah.
So I used to have to start to use my left foot because you couldn't use my left foot at all. So I started to start use my left foot and thing.
Yeah.
But at the time, for the next season, I couldn't play no Coles. I mean, Pepsi. I couldn't get involved. You remember Pepsi started training after Manning Cup and Coles and these things. So
Yeah.
now my foot bite up with dog bite. I couldn't play no Pepsi. So by the time now Pepsi season finished, you had the guys them who did run the Pepsi, like Big Wheels and Gumry and Martin Young and all these guys were the Pepsi stars, the football stars. But I couldn't train because I'm injured. Yeah, but this all them time you know, I don't really know Tegger. The only way I know Tegger is that anytime you see him come with Shane and Fishy, you just have to run and hide, you know what I mean? Because it's pure trouble them are giving, you know. Them are going to make you walk on your hands, stand up on your head. Them are going to box in your ears. Them are going to pull your bag over your head, all sort of things, you know. So we used to look out for them, you know. You see when we look out for the principal if them come in our teacher and what we need for take off. You see when we see Tegger them, we know if we see them coming that way, we must head in the next direction.
You have to walk wide.
Yes, we have to walk wide, you understand? So Tegger always say, it's lazy, I'm lazy, why I never play Pepsi. But that wasn't the reason. That's why I was saying to him one night, I'm going to hear the real reason. But it was the dog bites and things, some of them couldn't play.
Yeah. So you're out of commission then for a long time.
Out of commission.
Yeah.
And then look at this now, Jelly. How the unfortunate thing is, after Pepsi, I couldn't play Pepsi again because of my age.
Yeah.
So the next step was Coles.
Yeah.
Right before Coles season started train, we're playing some catchy should be ball for bat on that little top concrete strip underneath the big tree right up there near the industrial, the original first concrete. Yeah. And a ball come round the back of me. I chase to catch the ball because me want to get a ball, right? Gumry, this guy Mark Gumry, swing a piece of stick and lick me straight in my shin, in my right foot in my shin. My whole of my shin swell up. I didn't even know my foot is so swollen and so bad. My foot turned gangrene. My mother had to take me to the hospital. Almost lost my leg, do an operation on my foot, everything. I don't get to play no Coles.
That's explains Billy, because when you send me the thing, I said, how come Billy never play nothing at all at the younger age? And you
This is it.
And then you come in and I say you love the sports so much. It's like me
anticipate.
Yes,
right. But I'm going to tell you something. You see, during all the other times when I couldn't get to play Pepsi or Coles, I would strap up my foot and them things whenever I have ball when these things happen to me. And still go to Medhaven youth program. And train with the youth program there.
Okay.
Yes.
And improve up your skill.
Right. And I used to train my left foot because I couldn't use my right foot because of all the injuries. I would train and strengthen my left foot game and all of these things. So all of these times I was training with the Medhaven youth programs. You know? And even I can tell you this, I'm even one of the persons instrumental in the origination of the Phoenix Football Club, you know. Myself, Craig Butler, Christopher Williams, and another guy named Lenny Bailey. Yeah, the four of us. This Phoenix came about on my veranda at Elphinstone because we used to play Wolper ball and we do all sort of thing. We designed the blue and white gears and all of these things. So, you know, when you talk about the Meadowbrook Coles team in the 80s with Itchy and all these guys, you know, when they played that competition at Bottom Field, I was a part of Phoenix. I was not part of Meadowbrook in any way whatsoever. I couldn't play no. And then the next thing is this, Jelly, to tell, and the next truth is that the Meadowbrook team, them was so hard to make.
Yeah.
It's pure stars, you know what I mean? Yeah. You see, when you see what a Meadowbrook team is, you know, you're like, geez, it's like a Jamaica juvenile, or it's a big thing, you know, to play for Meadowbrook at the time. All them time when I come to school, when you look up to the guys them who playing, we never have no idol other than these guys, you know. These guys were our football idols. So, you know, even Pepsi, we had the older guys who still had the age, like the Minats and these guys who really play good ball, are playing a Pepsi. Can't make the Pepsi side, even if my foot them did good.
Yeah.
So Tegre always I say, man, people always say, Billy, you could have made the side, man. You could have made the side.
I beg to differ still, but
Yeah, Tegre always say, I beg to differ, but me just to be honest with my
you look on your own ability, Billy, I say, because some people want to you know yourself when you say, right.
Them guys that did good, you know,
man.
Believe
man.
It or not, man, them did good. I did have a little thing, you know, but them guys that did good.
You go ahead, Dante. You have a point to make.
Billy, when you make your first Manning Cup team, Billy?
1985.
85. And that before a whole heap of the man them what you are say. Never you couldn't make Pepsi side over them. But
yeah,
I understand the foot problem now. I understand that. Yeah. So that is how you became so balanced in terms of
right.
Using both feet. Yeah.
So look at it now. Good. When I got onto the 85 Manning Cup team, I was playing with Medhaven, right?
Yeah.
But at the time at Medhaven had some big players, because the gobbler them was God at Medhaven, you know. You know, Patrick and Paul, they when they come to training, they're so outstanding, you know. Their game is at a high level. And then, you know, the other players down at Medhaven, you had Mabrico Ventura, you know, and a lot of top ballers, you know what I mean? So I used to play with them. I never used to get no game, but I used to play. I used to play in training, and I was heavily involved in training at Medhaven Football Club, you know? So in 1985, in the summer of 1985, I was playing with Medhaven, and then I started go to Manning Cup training. But even at the end of it all, I never knew I would make the team, because you remember, Tegre, back in the days, the team list would come out, and Mr. Hero would come out and imprint him team list and then put it on the notice board. You know, first of all, he put a list of names who him inviting out to training, and then as it go along, him usually cut it, you know. And I always go and thinking I'm going to get cut, you know, and I'd go and I always see my name on it. And in the last time, he put up a team list, my name wasn't on it. But at the bottom of it, he said he had 2 more persons to put on. He only put 16 on the paper.
On the squad, yeah.
And he have 2 more persons to put on. So I was like, well, I don't think I look like I get cut now. Was it for me? It was a good run, you know?
Yeah.
But then after that, him call me in, and him call me and Stephen Coombs. And him say, yes. And him say, him have a place. Him have a place. Him already did figure out him other person, and him only had 1 more left.
Yeah.
And he chose me, I guess, because Stephen Coombs was still already younger and still had more time to develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I got onto the 85 team, which I thought was pretty good, you know?
Yeah. So before that, Billy, because you bring up Mr. Year again, at what point did you formally meet Mr. Year and start around him? And what year that was?
All right. I think it was 3rd form, because in 1st form, Jelly, I went to a cricket PE with Mr. Phillips, and him say I must do the wicket keeping, and put me behind the stumps. And he must say, when the slope when pace bowling, I must step back or someone step, and when spin bowling, I must come up to the stump. So spin was going to be bowled now by this guy named Christopher Coombs, a left-hand spinner. So I come up behind the stump. Christopher Coombs did not more than bowl a fast ball. By the time I must get up, it's straight in my eye, the ball hit me. And
Yeah.
and PE, you got to PE and you have to go back to class.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I go
yeah.
back to class, my eyes swell big like a grapefruit, And I say I'm not involved in no cricket, nothing to do with cricket.
Yeah.
So in third form now, when Mr. here take over my PE class and him have cricket, I don't bring no PE gears to training,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
PE. So what him do? And that time now in third form, the fence started to be built and the
For
fence
front,
was
yeah.
almost in completion
Yeah.
by that time. So there were still piles of blocks hung around the place
Yeah.
to do the work. So
Yeah.
what Mr. here would do, like I don't bring any cricket gears for any training, he make me lift the blocks them one by one and move them, and I must move that whole pile of blocks from right there and put them over there. So I hate cricket like I hate cricket, I don't even want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you something, we used to play the cricket when I was in second form, because second form we went on evening shift.
Mm-hmm.
And we would play the cricket at the side of my house before we got to school. It's in 1982.
Yeah, that's a year away.
1982.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is how the impact you guys had on us now is that we
Everybody have to cricket.
Yes, we in evening shift now. So we play the cricket at the side of my house in the mornings before we go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And then every morning somebody playing a shot. You play, if it's piggy, if a man bowl and say, I'm going to lick you over water commission like piggy now, we lick it. We lick out the neighbor window.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we take off and run down to school. So,
yeah.
that is how we used to love the cricket.
So,
but we used to come and watch the cricket whole heap, But we just never get involved. I'm afraid of the cricket,
Yeah, so, yeah.
If it's a sponge ball, me play it. But don't put me near the next ball.
But the fact that you come to school, the first year you come to school, Meadowbrook win a cup. What impact that had on you?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you something. Before I even got to Meadowbrook, right? Before you guys even won that title, the sports at Meadowbrook, I was involved and I used to follow it,
Mm-hmm.
And it was always gaining momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Over a period of time from in the late 70s coming, because my sister used to bring home the tickets for the Manning Cup games, and I used to be at bottom field when teams are training.
Mm-hmm.
We maybe even want to train, but we can't train because Reds wire off the cricket field and the code, put the code them on the field and all that sort of thing. So we used to watch the cricket, That's how we used to know about the Jelly and the Piggy and, all these guys, the Goosey. So we have followed the cricket.
Yeah.
And we have followed the man them, because the big man them who sit down in that era at school, while we must just keep our eyes straight and walk straight to the canteen, buy a little burger, a little box food and a Pepsi, and walk back down there and don't be seen idling anywhere. Yeah. So this was, the first farm routine, but we would always kind of look to the left and we'd see the Jelly or we'd see the Piggy them by Pekka.
Yeah.
That right where Pekka van was now, I think there was them did actually build it as a garbage thing to burn garbage in. But then they actually fill it up with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So the man them used to sit down along the concrete around the edges of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to pass and see all of the senior man them, I said, them man, they're the big cricketer them,
Yeah.
And we go training and we see Piggy all a pull all ball and ball a fly far, and Piggy was the man we used to rate still,
Yeah.
Seriously, we used to rate Piggy as little youth,
Yeah.
Because we used to just love how him lick the ball far, but then you had some other man, like yourself, we see you as the captain and the big man, and you're at a different level, but we used to just love to see the excitement.
Yeah.
The balls are fly and man who are ball fast in a training when they didn't put up the wall and the high fence, when cracking and them man they fling down some leather all down and ran with the ball them a land, you know. When it come off of the concrete, not even the wicket keeper can stop it, you know.
No, right.
It fly gone way down, so you know.
I don't know if it's too early though, Billy, but this story fascinates me even. I know that Mary talk about the cricket and thing. And your cricket story fascinates me up to today day because I left Meadowbrook and never see you
Play
take up
cricket.
a cricket bat or ball
No.
when I leave Meadowbrook in 85.
Because
And
I don't have no luck
come
with
back.
it.
I come back and hear say, yeah, open bowling.
Yeah, Billy, a big time fast bowler, exact plenty.
I open bowling for the Sunlight team. I want to know how that happened. Would I like it? Give it a story.
Hey,
I know PB have something
I
for
take
this, but
five.
more want
PB
to hear
never
that
tell
story.
you. PB never tell you I take 5 wickets for 12 runs off 7 overs.
I hear all that.
You never hear that?
Me hear the whole of that. But more want to know how it get there. How
You want to know the
Alright.
origin story because it not play no cricket at all, Dante. Yeah.
cricket.
Well, I can tell you how it get there. Well, before I go there, I as I said, we used to play little catches, should be ball for bat up at underneath the top tree. But you know, as a man who never I don't know schoolwork really, because we just go PE and go training or football or the sports, you know. It's just them thing there. So outside underneath the big tree one day, and a little guy who used to live up in Havendale, I think he actually died sometime after I crashed on a bicycle up man
Yeah,
inside.
man.
You remember him?
Yeah, man. I know him. Walter.
Walter
Yeah.
by a brand new RS, a black and white one, a white bat with a RS in the back of it. And we just give trouble and we just grab where the bat out of him, man, you know, and say, yo, I don't know if I play cricket. May I show you how to play cricket? I'm sure you old man straight drive ball, you know. And I take the bat and I run up like, man, I do a straight drive. When I say a straight drive straight in my foot, you know.
Yeah.
You know that shot when you put your foot out and
Yeah, man.
I drive the bat straight into my own foot, you know.
Yeah.
I say my whole foot swell up jelly.
Again.
So right away I say, I don't have no luck with this cricket thing.
Yeah.
But how it came about is sometimes later down, it's 1987 I play cricket. This is after I graduated and come back to repeat fifth form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and them time, you know, I don't know, it's pure trouble I give, you know. Pure trouble at school, you know. And so underneath the big tree, see me, I give some trouble, and Mr. McGregor see me and say, Billy, come here, man. Come here, boy. You know, someone I give pure trouble. May I give you something to do? Come out here and stand up over there and feel the balls, them, you know. When cricket training going on, I must feel the ball, them, and things. So I go over there and because you know, rate Mr. McGregor, I just have to just listen to whatever I deal with and just go feel some ball. And eventually, he give me 2 little ball and him show me how to turn over my hand the right way and put the ball on the concrete. And I eventually opened the ball in that same year for Meadowbrook with Miller.
Yeah, Miller.
Yeah, I opened the ball in and then Miller come from the other end.
From the other end. So you get the new ball.
I get the new ball from the hillside, and Miller come from the gully end.
Yeah.
Come in second.
It's
and
a big story, though, you know.
Yeah, man, go on and take some good wickets, man. I think we went to the quarterfinals.
That's how 87.
Yeah.
We went to the quarterfinals at the Topping Cup and lost the champion with Larry Crichton and Salesman down at Kensington.
And never a good team by that time.
But I play some good cricket and take some good wicket and thing here and there.
We would have a competitive team. PB was the captain. PB was the captain.
Yeah. Tell me every year up until 1989, Meadowbrook reached the semi-final at one of them competitions. I didn't know that. Until them leave. Yeah. So go ahead, Billy.
But cricket was just a odd thing to me, you know.
Like an afterthought.
Yeah, this was something I used to play at the red carpet all the time.
We used to play
But you
over there,
remember
so,
playing?
yeah.
Yeah, playing at the red carpet, and then I used to play down on my avenue. My
Yeah.
avenue was like a sporting center, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We do everything down there because we have swimming pool. I tell you something, we used to go to the swimming pool and we swim at daytime. I'll tell you, I can tell you, have a mango tree beside the pool.
Man, truly.
We swim all day and eat green mango. Green mango all day, you know. And then we finish.
That's how we learn to swim.
Yeah, we play cricket, you know, Kirky Banks, all them guys, you know, so Robert Samuels and them guys used to come up and play cricket on my avenue.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we used to play spongeball cricket. We mark out all the cricket thing. I play spongeball cricket and all them things there all day. But we don't mess around with the hardball.
Yeah.
You know? So cricket was a little bit of an odd thing to me. I just go because Mr. McGregor. I want to give you a big joke too. This is so funny. After Mr. McGregor have me in the training, I start to go to the training now and all of these things. Him saying going to have a practice match against KC down at Elliston Road. I don't have no cricket gears because I never play cricket or anything. I tell my mother, say I'm going to be playing a cricket match down at Elliston Road for Meadowbrook. She said, cricket? I said, yeah, man, and I do have no clothes. No, my mother is a seamstress, you know. The night my mother stay up and make a cricket outfit for me jelly. You see, when I turn up for the cricket match on that list and put on the cricket clothes, it's whiter than any white you could ever think about in the world, you know, man.
Brand new. It's a blind Billy. A man, I look on your whites.
They say the white is the whitest material you could ever find. I must say Gabardine.
It's not the comfortable white, yes. I know you're talking, Billy.
You know, I then you see the it's a practice match, you know, I'm not getting the gears and all them things. You know. That time me have a black butter shoes. My mother buy down a butter halfway tree.
Yeah.
And she send me down a price right and get me the little white thing with the little butter and I have to turn it white overnight.
Yeah, man,
you know.
White thing. Yes.
Just when I put on the white jelly, I said, you are you laughing, man?
Yes, stop.
People laugh to them weak. All that, I should have didn't stop playing from that, you know, if we didn't know, man. Trust me, but it was good. I went on and represented because the key thing, as you hear all of your esteemed guests who come on your program always say, Meadowbrook had a spirit which was coming from in the 70s, right? In terms of sports.
Yeah.
And we were so loyal to the badge and the epaulette that we wore that no matter called upon to represent Meadowbrook is like the greatest achievement because we were doing so well over the years in cricket. So for me to be called up to play cricket, I felt so good. So I have to represent and I have to give it my 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so in all of my things, like because after 85 in the football season with Red, I don't get not one game in Manning Cup, you know. I sit down on the bench.
Me and you up on the bench. Me at the water. Me was the Hawaiian punch, man.
Yes, Dan Spear served the Hawaiian punch, and I am on the bench.
Yeah.
And I tell you something. The match against St. George's down in Sabina Park, rain is pouring, and the game going on wicked because I think Twitter kick a shot, lick the crossbar, and we're wheeling up some ball on the Georges, you know. And every minute something go wrong, Red said to me, Lion, warm up. And him have me running behind the bench in the rain, you know. I like him all, forget something around there, I'm just say, warm up. And just say, sit down, Lion. And then something happened, say, Lion, get up, warm up. And I say, warm. And then I warm right till the match blow off and done, you know. So, that was like crazy. I don't get no game at all.
Yeah.
So I guess going into 86, you know,
that's
coming out
of
80,
yeah.
that's the year we won, yeah. So that year now, I put in a little bit more effort into training and coming off of the fact that I was on the team from 85, you know,
Yeah.
I figure, I said, boy, I have a little foot in.
You're like a senior statesman now because I played the year before.
Yeah, although I didn't get no game, but and being a part of the team because, you know, you'd have the look-ups and you had all these, the talents, you know?
Yeah.
So I had a foot in. So going into the 86 year, I was in training. I wasn't doing too bad in training, but even as we progressed in training before the season started, I knew we had a good team. You know, the team was gelling nice and everything. And even up to before the season started, I was never one of the players who persons expected to play. You know?
Yeah.
Because I was no star, you know what I mean, Jelly?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We can identify
You know,
where you're saying, exactly.
I know majority of them are some star players, you know, but I was no star, but I was technically sound because coming from Wagga Hunt training, you know, we learn the proper skills, you know, of the game. So
but
coming into Meadowbrook, go ahead, Jelly.
No, you see, what you're saying, Billy, is very important, you know, and that is the beauty of Meadowbrook, you know. Because I never consider myself a star either, you know. Competent enough. I mean, look up to man like Kraken and to Cheddar and to all them man who can bat and ball better than me. But guess what now? Meadowbrook was a team thing, you know, and we play a team sport.
Yes.
You follow me, I said to you, and it's like,
yes.
you feel part of a team. And even though the man them know say them better than you, or even if them don't know, you know them better than you, them never make you feel that way, Billy. It's always like, you're them up on the same level. The man now look down upon you or nothing like that at all. And that was the power.
Right.
That was the power. That was the power,
but,
Billy.
But I can tell you something, and Dante probably, Tigo can probably confirm this, you know, that I don't even think some of the players on the team expected me to play, or even probably never even, some of them probably didn't even want me to play. you understand? You know, which is the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but
I can't tell you how that
I was actually very lethal in front of the goal, but it's to get me in front of the goal. But that is why our team was so good. Our team could get me in front of the goal to score.
You serve a particular purpose, man. Not you get the ball to Billy, and I'm here upon him left foot in front of the goal.
Yes,
you know what
because you hear Paul Gabler mention him know how to give me the ball when him say him know how Billy want the ball when he was playing in the midfield.
Yeah.
Because him know say I slow, you know. Can't run fast. But if you get it close enough to my foot, I have skill. I have skill. I can beat a man. And I have a very good shot with both feet. I can kick the ball.
Yeah.
Good with both feet, you know. And knowing how to put me in front of the goal, I know how to score.
But before you go ahead, Greg, Billy mentioned something a while ago. I can't make that pass, you know. More if we'd have a race between me and P. Brown and Billy, would I win?
No, definitely. I'll come last.
That one, the tricky, you know. Very tricky.
I never know. So whenever me race P. Brown, I have to include Billy, you know, because I forgot that.
No, man, P. Brown beat me in that training all the time.
Yeah.
Jelly, me the slowest footballer you ever see.
Yeah, well, me consider myself, that's why I never play upon a money cup team, you know, Billy. Because I'm going for training, you know, but I know I'm slow. And worse now, I know I'm not fit at all. You follow me, I said to you so.
I tell you something.
Between me and you, Jelly, Billy thing is more than slow. I'm lazy.
Yeah. No.
Extremely lazy, man. Billy don't believe in our effort.
No, Billy, I work with it himself. What you talking about, Dante? The man I say, him not exercise the more than needed. What's wrong with him?
Hey. Him come from Socrates school.
Yeah.
And a track and field. I believe that. Man.
Yeah.
I believe in our running.
Hey, but you know that in first farm or second farm, I came second in long jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Behind Fergie. And the year after, Fergie beat me again and I come second in long jump. But in sports day. Sports day big thing, you know.
Yeah.
Big thing, Meadowbrook, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the football.
Yeah.
When you know, I go into the season in '86 with a lot of some more confidence
Yeah.
for one, you know, and
Mm.
using the technical ability that I have and the support that I have from my teammates, because you see, I started out playing left midfield. That's what I played in the beginning of the season, and I had Luke Witter at left back. So you know, you have a man who determined and a worker.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Experience
It
and him not stop
compensate
work. Yes.
my lack of
Him gonna make you look good
physical
on the field,
ability.
Billy. Him gonna make you look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
And
So
keep you on your toes, though.
Yeah, man.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
Keep you honest.
hold up the slack in a good way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
cuss me out on the field, but nah, tackle, come on, tackle.
Yeah. Man,
You know,
hold you
because
accountable.
he's
Yeah.
like that, yeah, you know. So it keep you going, and you know, I actually score some good goals, and you know, I'm happy for that. It was nice scoring goals, trust me.
But I could go into that, Billy. I could go into that, man. Because the 86 season now, as to me, when we win the Walker Cup, to me, are the biggest sporting achievement of Meadowbrook. Because even though we win Sunlight a couple of times, football carries so much more prestige. And it's not just the fact that we win Walker Cup, it's the way we won. It was such a dominant performance. And when Patrick and Paul left on it, and then we realized, apart from that great Clarendon College team in 1977, the Meadowbrook team in the 1980s played a similar brand, a dominant football where...
86.
Yeah, 86, right. 86, yeah. So...
We never concede any goal, I think, you know.
No, right. Another round there, right. So at what point, Billy, during that season there, you think, say, we could have win Walker Cup?
Well, I tell you something. From before this season starts, when we were playing practice matches, you know, I knew that we had a really good team, you know, and Put used to make me play all over the place, you know. He used to put me all over the place to play. Sometimes we play a practice match against Camperdown, and you know, him start me at left back in that match, you know, and trust me, I couldn't even manage it, but I tried. And we play, and we had a hell of a game down there, you know, physical, really physical game. But the thing is, the team was strong because Paul, Patrick, Minot,
Witter,
yeah. Witter, and Twido.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention anybody else because you see that little triangle there?
Yeah.
It was a serious strength coming from the right back, the left back, right across the field there, right back to the left back, and the two man in the middle, Twido and Paul.
Yeah.
It was what made the game the right game we were playing, because the both wing backs knew how to put the ball down the wing. They had pace down the wing. They could cross the balls good. They knew how to play short passes inside and collect them back outside. And then the two men in the middle had so much vision, being Paul and Twido. When they received the ball on the inside, they knew how to play that penetrative pass down the wings or down the middle of the field. You know, and the balls were being spread so nice. Trust me. Really, really good, man.
I think that was the first year Minot get converted to a wing back, or the year before. Because Minot used to play a wing, you know. Minot was a winger.
Yes.
He was a winger. And then get converted to wing back.
Exactly. And that's why he was so impactful down on the right wing, on the right side of the
Yeah,
field.
man. A whole heap of crosses off of the right wing. Remember, man.
He used to wing in. He used to run down the flank. So he play wing back. He come like
he used to run down the flank.
Yeah.
And he used to tackle hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had a right back and a left back that were strong, and then we had a midfield that was strong. The central, not the flank midfield, because we had Emil out on the flank. He was fast, could kick it hard. I was slow, but I could kick it hard. I could cross the balls good. I could head the ball good. You know, Emil Campbell, him could run hard down the right side. Him could kick really hard. Him could cross the balls really good. You know, and then
score a goal too.
Patrick Gabler used to play centre forward, you know.
Yeah. I remember.
You know what I mean?
Until he switched to centre half. Yeah.
And when in the early part of the competition, I think Patrick was playing centre forward with Yuri White. When we play a 4-2-4 or a 4-4-2,
yeah,
it would be
Bobby,
Patrick,
man.
Bobby. No, man. When we
Bobby not play centre half. Yeah.
No, man, centre forward I'm talking. Centre forward. Yeah. When we play the 4-4-2, you'd have Yuri White and Patrick Gabler playing in the head. I would be on the left midfield. Dango, that's Emil Campbell on the right side. And then you have the four at the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Chidra and Paul in the middle.
But the thing, what was lacking now in the head is that Yuri White wasn't technically sound. He was a hard worker, you know. In the so you found that he was tackling a lot and playing hard on the top of the midfield. You know, so he was playing more on top of the midfield where Paul was.
Yeah,
but we didn't have enough up in the head at the game in the beginning stages of the competition. So whenever we would attack, and I would come inside, if the attack is coming from the right side, and I would come inside, I would usually join with Patrick because Yuri was never right there in the middle because he never have that forward prowess, you know what I mean? Yeah. So my goals would come from the fact that I would always try to get myself inside the middle.
A goal scoring position.
Because I was playing forward for Medieval.
Yeah.
At the time. And Wagga, you know, would spend a lot of time coaching me on how to get in the middle and how to be decisive and, you know, have confidence when the ball comes to you and how to be relaxed and all these things.
Yeah.
So those were my strengths.
Yeah.
My strength wasn't physical. It was more technical.
Positional then, I know exactly where to go forget the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So as Paul Smith Gabler was saying, he knew exactly how to get the ball to myself or to his brother Patrick at the time.
Yeah. Him did say that to him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think those players, as I said, the two wing backs and the two centrals of the Meadowbrook team, which showed me from an early part of the season that I think we have a really good team and a really good chance of going far in the competition. And the truth be told, we dominated the games that we actually drew or lost, you know.
You know, the Money Cup, yeah.
We dominated those games. And, you know, it's just some unfortunate things happen along the way.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of them are coaches' mistakes. Some of them is just the team just don't put away chances when we get them. And mistakes made at the back and, you know, these things, which is football. But we had a really good team.
Yeah.
And we had an excellent bench, you know.
Yeah. Because sometimes the bench actually make the team look better, you know, because man.
We had an excellent bench, man.
Everybody coming off for the bench, good man.
Any
Goodison, everybody will come off for the bench, good. You feel, Billy, if the adjustments were made, even though you say, I think there was a semi-final group. I said it go right. the semi-final group or a quarter-final group.
For Money Cup, you
Second round
attack,
group.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who was
man,
that,
in
Manning
Manning
Cup?
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And we miss coming out of that group. Because we conceded a late equalizer to Charlie Smith, who ended up going to the finals.
Yeah,
You
I see
remember
what
that?
I mean.
Remember that, man?
I see what I mean.
Yeah,
Chris Dyer score an equalizer on us in the where it go? In the 90th minute.
Yeah.
you're
Well,
talking
in
about
2-1.
the 2-all draw.
Yeah, man, the 2-all draw. Yeah,
But
man.
that wasn't the decisive game. The decisive game wasn't it the game against Wolmer's.
Come on. That was a decisive game because even though we lost the game against Woolmouth, if we had won that match against Charlie Smith,
Oh, we
we
would have been set. It have
yeah,
been
The
set.
knockout game
Have
for
been
go
a
towards
better
Money Cup.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, would have gone through to Manning Cup. And the
Yeah.
thing is, it's just thing there, you know, because if we had gone through there, so it would have been in time, would have gone on where the adjustments would have been made.
Mm.
And I don't think any team could have beaten us with the momentum we would have.
You're right.
As in a them time there,
I think so, yeah.
in a them time the thing there, the Walker Cup used to play after
Mm.
the semi-finals of the Manning Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that game, Jelly, that game was played at the Sabina Park. And I tell you, it was a sun hot game, you know. In the middle of the afternoon, sun was blazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think when I came out of the dressing room, even before coming out the dressing room, on my way to the game, you know, much threats I got from some Arnett Garden man on the way.
Yeah.
They tell me Jelly, them tell me some things I don't know I even bother turn up because they must say, hey, but so you play ball now, white boy.
Yeah.
If you have a score against Charlie, you did today, and you can't leave the peer threats, you know.
Yeah.
And then when we came out of the dressing room and come out, it was almost like fire coming off of the grass in the Sabina Park, you know.
It hot.
The heat of the day, it was so hot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A sheen.
And
yeah.
And knowing me, I don't have the stamina. You know what I mean? So when the game started, I always try to have my impact early.
Yeah.
So I put in one of the goal quick. You know, I write about in 10 minutes in the game. I get one. There was a foiled attack, and the ball came back out. I think Patrick was the one who tried to go through the defense, right? And a guy stopped him, and the ball came out and came rolling out to the 18. And I coming in from because it's midfield I playing, and I come in from outside, inside, you know?
Yeah.
And I just come on it, you know? And when I can't put in the right foot in it, the goalkeeper don't even see it. You know what I mean? When you hit the net, you know?
Yeah.
From outside of the 18. And then right on the stroke of halftime, Billy Diaz equalize.
Mm-hmm.
As him equalize and we kick off the ball, the referee blow the halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back out there now, and we got a few chances and things, but the game was really hot, and then they had a strong midfield too, because they had a guy in the middle named Gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he was
Really,
a tower of strength in the middle of the field, you know.
Yeah.
And
Spread
you're white, and Paul and Twitter was trying to contain him, you know. Three midfield man trying to contain this one man because he's so strong, you know what I mean? So
him was a cut above, man.
Yeah, man, he was really good, you know. And the game getting hot. So pull me out now and bring in Bala Brown. I think it's Bala Brown or Goodison. I think it's Goodison him bring in. Yeah. Him bring in Goodison. And then him switch. Him didn't put Goodison on the left side. Him put Goodison on the right side of the field to cut inside and kick with him left foot, because Goodison had a sweet piece of left foot You know?
If not
I
on the
think
left footed.
Goodison,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
Goodison left footed. Sweet left foot him have, you know. And I think he was the person who got us up to 2-1, right? Right, Tigo? If I have it correct, I don't know because
I don't remember. I think so.
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure because whoever listening they probably can, you know, they will come in and say,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
but I think it was Goodison who got us to 2-1.
Late in the
And
game.
the game was bubbling jelly. Bubbling.
A nice game, nice competition.
Really, really good game, you know. Really good
team.
game. And then it got right down to the wire and put his on the sideline, you know, because, you know, him never leave him umbrella. Not no time at all, whether rain, sun, or whatever. Him have him umbrella and him walking with him bow leg on the side, you know.
Yeah.
And now, I gone back on the bench now. I come off and I'm on the bench now. And now have some colorful words, you know. Just when him walk and man say something with and he turn around, him turn to the bench, you know. And him say, you see all that colorful word there?
Yeah.
And I can't, you know, and him get mad, you know.
Yeah.
Get mad. But then, as I say, our team, even before the adjustments were made, our team was very strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
And we had them on the ropes, you know.
Yeah.
You see the opportunities that Billy Lyon got was far and in between, you know. Far and in between. And the game go down in extra time. I think time added on. Must be 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever. And Billy Lyon just scored to Ratted.
Equalize.
And equalize. Put almost dropped down. Everybody on the bench dropped back on the bench. Like, we couldn't believe it, you know, man. Just couldn't believe it.
You know what was the beauty with them, with the Meadowbrook team, them? We never have anybody that was recognized as a superstar.
None of the team right.
Yeah, man. When you look on the Charlie, and I think this was the same with the cricket team, them too, you know.
Yeah, same thing, similar thing.
But if you look on the thing, what we did have was team and camaraderie.
Yeah.
The Charlie team that is full of superstar, you know.
Yeah.
A whole heap of man with
man.
a national player and all them
was
things.
A big side, man. And the guys
Gorilla, the same Gorilla there.
Rough, you know.
Gorilla, Billy Lyon, all of them man there, them are play Premier League.
And the big centre half here that doing the coaching and coach some Manning Cup team.
Yeah, man, Big Head.
Big Head.
Yeah, man, Big Head up the centre half. Yeah, man, a big side. It was a big side.
Some rough guys, man. But our team was, boy, our team did good, man. I lie. We have a nice team, man. We have a really good team.
Well, the brand of football on the play, Billy, I'll never forget that, Taraz. The brand of football on that particular 86 team they play.
Man. Lovely football,
man. Jelly, I am on the field, you know, and I am getting some defense splitting passes, you know, coming out of my midfield and from my wing backs, you know. That me I tell you say, not even on TV, me not see them level of ball there, you know. Me I tell the truth.
Yeah.
Me say some ball what is splitting up the defenses of the teams that we're playing against.
Yeah.
You don't see them football just anywhere.
No. But
you know what I mean?
Let me ask you something, Bill. Now you put it that way there. Is there any match at all on the things you couldn't win? Once you reach Walker Cup, and then you're playing a different zone and a level. Because that's what you're describing now. Which was the toughest match in the play? And is there any match at all? And I think, is there any team one thing could have beat you now?
Boy, I don't even know because to tell the truth, the toughest match I think we played wasn't even in the competitions. The toughest match that I think we played was against Stats. In our practice match down at Stats. Yeah. I think that was probably the toughest game that we actually played.
Yeah.
For the whole season.
And that was your whole heap, and then the competition.
Yeah. No, it's the truth. But, Jelly, I tell you this, man. Our team was playing some football, even with all the mishaps that we're having in defense, you know, because, you know, person come on and they described that Bobby was a man. He was a guy. He didn't just play how he wanted, you know. He's the same thing. You know what I mean? And you can't. Sometimes you can't even talk to him, you know, because he's angry. You said this to him upset, and him think what he's doing is the correct thing, and you know him just play his game. That's how he was.
Yeah.
His own personality. It's
Yeah,
a personality.
yeah.
Personality thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're getting chances up front, but the goal's just not going in. The ball's just not going in. Just not going in the net.
Yeah.
You know, and when we got into the second round, and the adjustments were made to the team. Because it's not only an adjustment of Bobby going up front to and Patrick coming around the defense. It was me coming out also and bringing in Bala Brown, who had a lot of stamina, a lot of skill. You understand? Bala Brown was also a technical player who could score goals.
Yeah.
So it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
So now I now became a command 15 minutes to the end because you know that, you know, so when teams and legs get tired and I am slow, so I'm not going up in the early part of the game where the pace is hot.
Yeah.
I come on when we already run the defense line down to them weakness, you know? I know, and we still running like a train and playing passes that splitting up defenses and all these things. Now I can come on in the later stage of the game and probably tap in a one or two, which I actually missed the whole of them that I got. But I mean,
you score more goal when you start. I mean, I remember the most embarrassing miss that was in the final.
Oh my! When mine had crossed, perfect. Sit that to me.
And Billy kicked over the bar.
Jelly.
Over none of it
No, man. That was a different one. That was another one. You talk. I can tell the two of them. I can tell the two of them, man. Mine not make a overlap, you know, down the right hand side, and I take off down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Mine not put the perfect. You hear them say it. You put the pass on the penny.
Yeah.
Must say mine not put the ball across so sweet. Now I see the ball and in the stadium in the night, it look like it's coming in slow motion to me, you know. So I say, how am I going to kick this in the goal? I don't know what to do. I say, you're going to make it spectacular. I'm going to go for a volley. Just when I raise up to the half volley, I missed the ball completely, you know. And the ball hit on my standing leg. That time my leg that I swing past the ball already, you know. Hit on my standing leg. I hear the crowd say, "Go!"
You hear the groan and sit up.
Yeah.
And the chill up at the time still.
We were up already, you know. And another time was when we got a free kick, maybe about 25 yards out.
Yeah.
Stephen Coombs come up and go and drive the ball at the goal. But then he miscue, and I was standing beside the wall.
Yeah.
And the shot miscue and come straight to me, you know, and I control it in one motion, which took me behind their entire defense line. Yeah. And I had me and the goalkeeper and the goal. I don't know. I said, when I drive through the ball, my left foot is over Nannyville, the ball drop, you know, man. Hey, but, you know, it's fun still. When I think about it, you know, I see the Jelly, the honest truth. As I tell you, they're out of
you never have no fun immediately after a match, though, because that was a laughing point.
That was a laughing point. Yeah, man.
Weeks.
What about the can't Integra? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and the thing with our team, you know, you see, during the game, a man might vex, you know, and say, well, that are cuss are, you know, sometimes you know, attack, but you know, is in the passion and the heat of the game, you know.
Yeah.
And what the game mean to us and thing. We may be aggressive to each other on the field and all of these things. But for all my time playing the football, I've never seen it. Maybe it has happened. I've never seen players get into it, you know, and disrespecting other players and fighting and all of this. It may have happened. I couldn't say. I've never seen it.
No,
personally.
it never happened when me I play that Billy. The vibes, it's so different in terms of say.
Right.
You hard by each other, you know, but it never reach a stage where no man hate nobody at all. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because we want to win. You know, we're really involved in the games and stuff. You know, we talk to each other rough and we're expecting more from the person and this sort of thing. Because as I said from before, I never even expected to play. I wasn't expecting to play. Because right before the season started, I wouldn't hardly get game in practice matches, you know. Hardly. I barely get games in practice matches. And when Put give me a game, he might take off all Wittar or somebody who him know I go play.
So you know, say it's not a game you get. You just get a run.
Yes, because him know them and they play too much, you know. So he may bring me on and things.
My rest.
But but the truth is, I respected my friends, my teammates. You know, who we're all friends, you know.
You respect your role, Billy. You respect the role where you play.
Yes, and the role that I played, and I know I gave it what I had. You know, I gave it my 100, and I was happy that we were successful. I knew it could have been better because if we had gone through to the Manning Cup, I don't think there was going to be any stopping that team because. Persons, even the journalists who wrote on the games, they were saying that the brand of football that Meadowbrook is playing is beyond anything they have seen in years.
No, man.
Years they haven't seen that brand of football.
Right. May I tell you, Billy? So may I tell you, I saw the Clarendon College 77 team, you know. And it's like, we can compare to our team in 86. And you follow me, I said, and so, I know exactly what I said, man. When the journalists say, and I rang him wrong, man. It wasn't wrong. Right. It was a pity. It's almost the best team will never win a Manning Cup was that team, the 86. You can't put it that way.
We used to, you see, after the days, after the following days, after the games, every day we come to school, we congregate in the library where the Gleaner is. The library always have a
read headline and
and we would read the headlines, and that was always a big thing, you know. Because when I scored against Charlie Smith the following day in the newspaper, they wrote, and it was a thunderous right foot shot from Billy Lyon that beat the Charlie Smith custodian comprehensively. So take it. You remember when like on that day when we used to come back out to lunch and you're walking across the Pecker and the man them hanging out at Pecker, them say comprehensively, you know. It's just like a big up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, the confidence will not play with, and the confidence will not Billy.
So we used to look forward to reading the paper after the games and them thing there, which was a big booster because even after the Charlie Smith and I scored against Wolmer's. And I scored. I think I that goal against Wolmer's was a classic goal. Classic. Wolmer's didn't even know what happened. They didn't have a clue about the football that reached them that had the ball in the back of the net. It would be like one of those things you watch on YouTube that you say, look at this build-up of, you know, it was a classic build-up, you know. Went down the right side and Emil put it inside and I just come right inside here like a Ryan Sterling and I just go whoom in at the back of the net, you know.
It's almost like going to play a brand of football.
5 minutes in the game. 5 minutes in the game, you know. So we start teach them from the first whistle, may I tell you, Jelly.
It sounds like when you could have scored at will if you don't want it, though. That's a brand of football.
It was good football. Really good football. With good players. I think, and as rightly, and you know, you guys talk about it on your podcast all the time, is the momentum of the sports coming up from the 70s. That momentum was so great that the pride that we had
Yeah, man.
playing and representing Meadowbrook
Yeah, man.
was so great, you know. It was a joy to be a part of a Meadowbrook team, because being a part of a Meadowbrook team during the 80s was not easy.
No, because it was the heights of the Meadowbrook era in terms of say, because we
Another
trophy.
call was coming in.
Yeah, man. You're good, Billy. Yeah. You know that?
It was not easy at all, Jelly, to make any Meadowbrook team, whether it be cricket, netball, because don't ask if the netball girl them never gone good, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, the talk don't even mention softball, all these things. You know, any sport, if you get on a team at Meadowbrook, trust me, you're a good athlete.
And we have a competitive set of youth to play badminton.
All badminton and all them things.
Name Dave, I think Dave Fearman and couple of them man, China guy here, the other China guy there. And they have a nice competitive set of youth.
And you remember you had all a basketball team, which wasn't really said the Meadowbrook school team, but you had a team which played at the school. I think they named the Meadowbrook Eagles or the Meadowbrook Hawks or something.
Yeah.
But I think they were the like some of the Meadowbrook guys them that were playing in the 70s or so.
Yeah, it's like a tour as thing. But you know, it just, we as youngsters coming in the 80s saw a level of pride, of school pride. You know, and we saw what it, and we felt it ourselves when you guys won cricket, when we did well in football, in the Colts team did well, because I was in the Stadium West when we went to the finals with Casey in the Colts match and everything there, you know, and we're proud. We're so proud, you know what I mean? And we want to follow in the footsteps of these persons who represented and gave it their 100%. And when they won and brought trophies home, we were very, very happy.
Yeah. The foundation is there, Billy. I say, you look at when you come in and play, it's like when I play as a standard is set to a certain way, you know. That's like you come out, you know, just come for just play. A win will come for win. That's the mentality we had, you know.
Yeah.
When you come for win, it's not like when you just come to boy and want the gears and want to come play. No.
Right.
A win you come for win. Not a match, a trophy, the whole tournament, yeah.
Exactly. Because as you said, Tigger was like a part of the team. Look at even after us, we had Roger Thomas and Trevor Lamb and these guys, right? The young youths. Or you think they come up to be so recognized as footballers? They look at us, the older generation, you know,
and say,
boy, them guys that did well, you know. And they were even there because Roger Thomas, who, as far as I am concerned, is one of the best football players I've ever seen at Meadowbrook in my entire life. Yeah, is him. He was the water boy, you know. And the flag, when we go on the parades, him hold the Meadowbrook flag.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And why him do it? Because he's there as a youngster and him see us performing and we giving it our all under the Meadowbrook badge, under the star, you get me?
You want to be a part of that, man.
Yes, man, definitely. And all of this was set long ago because for me, my personal idol was Andrew Earl.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
I thought Andrew Earl was like the greatest footballer I had seen when I was a little youth. I used to stand up outside his gate at Flemington Drive, you know, just to see him come out and walk to school, you know.
Yeah, man, it good. Him have that touch. You know what you thought, Billy? You had that touch.
Yeah. You remember the classroom right down where the water cooler is?
Yeah.
And right across from it was the book store, the book room.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And they used to change in there before games. If them going to have a game, a bottom field, the team would gather in there. So first, them lock up all the windows and them would change. That time, Meadowbrook would beat the green shorts, white jersey, and, them thing there. And when Andrew Earl put on him gears, the man like him have an aura, like a halo around the man, When we bust out the louver window just to see the team inside, It's like, man.
Yeah.
What do you think we look forward to? That we look forward to,
Yeah.
As little youth that grow up, we want to be those persons
The
who,
bigger man when come at school come say, yeah.
When we adorn the Meadowbrook jersey with the badge on our chest, we want other little youths look up and say, whoa, yeah, man, that's what I want to do. I want to represent the school in a big way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but go ahead, Trigger. It's like you have something.
No, you can't go on. Go on.
But me ask Billy is like, when you finally win a football trophy for Meadowbrook for the first time, how did that make you feel, you personally?
I was very happy. Ecstatic. Because, I tell you something, my mother came to the game, the finals, and my mother even took a picture with us on the field, the team, out in the middle of the stadium and thing, and feel so good. And then after the game a few days later, and then getting back to school and the praises from the principal and all your brethren them,
I get about cloud 9, Billy.
You remember I say you're bona fide them and you're number one fan,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're not good, your brethren are your number one fan always. So, when you reach back at school or them come to your house the following day or whenever, it's just, boy, I tell you, and talk and happy, and my mother cook up a big meal for the team and we come down to my house. I tell you, say we all end up eat dinner at my house, the team, and go to all a party afterwards. Enough man drink some beer and end up sleep all in my living room the night.
Yeah.
And all of them things there. We just elated,
Yeah, man, the vibe did good, Billy. I never know all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
We had them boys and it's like a team thing happening at your house and in your environment. That's
Yeah,
great,
man.
Billy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
At my home.
Yeah. Yeah, that means
So I felt good,
Billy mother was like a mother to a whole heap of we doing.
Yeah. Because she come on most of the matches, man, I support the team same way. Yeah.
Well, she never got to all of the matches, but she came to the finals. But she used to support the team because we used to hang out at my house. My house was the hangout, My father used to come home in the evenings and every man scatter. My father said, what do you think this is? A summer camp? So anytime you come to my house, you have Emil, you have Twido, you have Bobby.
Yeah.
Actually, all the persons within, like, in my year, you wouldn't really come to my house and see all Witton, Minot, and them man there, them man there. But the man they used to just gone about them business, do them schoolwork and them thing. But at my house now, when we hang out at daytime, my mother cook all sausage and bean, and we eat that with some what you call it again, cornbread. Down on a veranda, them thing they would do.
Yeah. You see, you talk about your mother, I don't know if you know. You probably know them, Billy. Two youth used to come and mother play on the Sunlight in 1980, Richard and Ian Chung.
No, I don't know.
No, you don't know them, but I saw for them mother wasn't. Jay got tell me about them mother. I didn't go and that's everybody. But them used to live at Chevy Chase, like on the other side of the school near Bard Avenue. And we live bottom field. Around there, so the money will line up in a same way. She just make sure them get food, and it was like, and this is going from before we even start win. She had every match and carry food for the team. You go around the house, and it's like, each guy can't tell you about that, man. You must go around that the same way, man. Mrs. Chung. You talk about your mother, Mrs. Chung, remember, man. Richard and Ian Chung, man. Every now and then, you have some parents that just come in at the school, man, and appear, and it's like, it's not for them child alone involved, man. Everybody them take on. It's like them adapt the whole team, and everybody come in, welcome and all them with them, man. Yeah. So I know you talk about Billy. I know exactly
what Jelly, I tell you something. I can give you see my history on Meadowbrook and everything. We could chat from now till next week. Trust me, believe it or not.
And that's why
Me I
I
try
want
keep it down to a minimum, you
No,
know.
you're
Because
going to talk as much as you want to talk, Billy.
no
Trust me.
yeah,
Go ahead.
if
you
I can
know
give, go ahead,
I
Tigger.
want to ask a question, and I hope it's not too early for you to ask
No,
this.
man, we're not too early, man. We're going to start. We now have no time at
No,
all. Go ahead.
well, truthfully, me know Billy is a man, and Jelly, you probably don't know that, you know, when it come to call to service after school,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Billy myself, I've been involved.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told is Billy Billy and the same brethren the here we talk about, Brown,
Mm-hmm.
them man they call me in on a program in the mid-90s there
Mm-hmm.
and thing. So when me want to ask Billy and me just would like other people for you know get an understanding of what inspired you, Billy, to give back in other way. Probably you don't know Jelly. Billy do more for Meadowbrook when he leave than when he was there. in fact, the closest we have come to winning anything in football, um, is a team where Billy coached
Mm-hmm.
'96, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to the finals again and lose
That's
the
a Walker
finals,
Cup
a Walker
finals.
Cup
Yeah,
finals,
I didn't even know that. I did not even know that.
And Manning Cup semi-finals.
and Manning Cup semi-finals.
I did not know that
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, yeah.
And we were beaten by the eventual Manning Cup winner. And we were we don't say no. We that's the closest we have come and Billy was coaching that team free.
Yeah.
And not only was it free, he was spending out his own pocket for,
Yeah.
for
Yeah. And before I just said
yeah.
maybe it. I won't say it was too early to mention, but if I can just give you a rundown of how we got there, and as you asked, what inspired me to do it.
Oh yeah, we got there, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I want to hear that to Billy. So you go ahead.
Yeah. All right. You see, after being at Meadowbrook for a number of years, after doing fifth form and then upper fifth
Mm-hmm.
and then upper fifth,
Mm-hmm.
you know the routine, Jelly.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We find that we have like it's almost a lifetime, you know. It's where we found ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, where we move from being a juvenile, a youth, to start understanding ourselves in a more adult way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we found that going to Meadowbrook and how beautiful the fence was when they built it and how tall the buildings were and everything, we eventually realized that Meadowbrook is not just a place of brick and mortar. Meadowbrook are the students, the teachers, the people around us, the ancillary staff, because we love each one of them. You know, we can't wait to eat the stew chicken with the dumplings and bananas that is prepared for us in the days when we're playing sports. We can't wait to see the girls that we admire and we have crushes on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives us a real purpose to see that Meadowbrook is a place that is now grooming us and has given us an identity, you know, and in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we although living in the community of Meadowbrook and participating and representing the community, playing for Medhaven and all of this. Trust me, I am very popular in the community, you know, and on the Red Hills Road strip, I am very popular. Almost everybody knows me because I represent Meadowbrook, I represent Red Hills Road.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I represent it in a way that was taught to me at school.
Mm.
I always say it because, you see, everybody come and talk about Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor is someone that showed me some ways in which to grow. You can grow a certain way, you can grow another way, and he showed me some ways to grow. He saw that at the time when I wasn't ready to leave school, he could have said, boy, Billy, come train same way, man, stay in school. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're not ready. Because I'm not afraid to say, I didn't do no schoolwork at all, Jerry. Zero, you know. Zero.
Yeah,
You get me?
Yeah.
When I leave upper fifth, you know. Upper fifth. It's 3 subjects I have, you know.
1 a year.
You hear me now?
One feature.
Yeah.
So it's and when we coming back to school, it's not like where you go and you have to talk to the school board and talk to everybody to come back to school. You just turn up back in September in a khaki, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know whether you did for come back or not. All you know, when September come, you're in a khaki and you're present at school again.
Yeah.
You don't even know which class you're in, but you're just going to one class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we do that over a period of time. So when I left school now, I used to go back, me and Tegre and Dave Brown, Bubba Brown, we used to link up after work and go to the games. And I was a cadet, you know. I was a cadet from first form right through school, you know, till I left.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was a cadet and I was a part of the drum corps.
A cadet one of the day. You're
definitely, Dante. I've somebody in mind. I will talk to you about it after. You have somebody in mind where I've been thinking about him though. You have somebody in mind. A couple of people mention him, but I now mention him on the air. But I will make you reach out to him and get me his number that I want him come talk about him cadet thing. Yeah.
Enough how we did cadet.
Yeah, definitely. I never know that Billy was cadet either. I never mention that.
This is what I'm going to tell you now, Jelly. Why I say it would be difficult for me to come on the program, and if it's going down memory lane, is a cobweb worth of lanes or memory lane we have, you know.
A Meadowbrook, yeah.
Because because we don't get into the part of me being a part how after my younger years we come out of being bullied by Tegre and his friends into becoming the closest friends at school and after school, right? So we don't go into that part of the history.
Yeah.
We don't go into the part of the history of what cadet camps were and all these things, and transitioning from cadet into drum corps, and how much I enjoyed the greatest drum major, Norman Nair. You know, I haven't gone into...
I call him name? I'm going to bring on. I'm going to sell him up.
Yeah, man.
I'm not from my mind, Dante.
Good one, that man.
I haven't gone into the history of what cadet was like with Spencer Wang, and you know, and all these other guys, Wayne Clark and Tegreto and Shane, and you know, my closest friend Sean going on a camp and him throw a bucket of Junction Violet and him and him purple for 2 weeks straight. You know, when him come down to my house, my mother said, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Sean, is what them do to you." The man purple, you know, and you couldn't get the Junction Violet off of him for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But she didn't even care him come to school the same way. We don't go into, you know, the girl named Michelle. I can't remember her last name. She was a cadet.
Michelle Humphrey?
No, not Michelle Humphrey.
No.
Brown Michelle. And she went on to become the deputy head girl at Meadowbrook. And she was the head female cadet, you know, and all of these things. So, sticking to the point, what Terry asked and the question, all of these memories combined when we left school and we started to go back, and we still went back and watch games, and I would carry my bugle to work. And when I leave work, I have my bugle with me, And when Meadowbrook Junior, with the Meadowbrook Manning Cup teams now, we are working men now, but we still have blow bugle for the entry of Meadowbrook and still keep the school pride going and still keeping the vibes going.
Yeah.
You know, I found that I just kept wanting to be a part of something.
Yeah.
But then over the years, you know, I was still playing for Medhaven, active, and I would still see the Meadowbrook teams in training and all of these other things. And then Wagga became the coach of Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
You know, and by that time now I had changed jobs and I was in a more demanding job and didn't have the time and the effort.
Yeah.
But then I figure it just keep coming on me and saying, "Boy, I just want to be a part of something that happens at Meadowbrook. I just want to do something, you know." And then just out of the blue, I was down at the bottom field watching Medhaven senior team train. And Mr. Burke, I don't know if you know him, Ronnie Burke.
I know Mr. Burke, man.
Mr. Burke came to me and he said, "Boy, Billy, you know, I want you coach the Manning Cup team." I said, "You're joking, you know, man." I said, "No, man, you laugh. Yeah, I'm serious. I want you coach the Manning Cup team." And I said, "Boy, I don't even know if I'm ready for that, you know." Because I was coaching some of the Medhaven junior teams for Wagga at the time.
Yeah.
You know, when Wagga used to go away all the time and leave teams, if Freddie not around, I would be the one who would have helped coach the teams, you know? And all of these things. So I had, and as I said from earlier in the conversation, where I was fascinated by the coaches all the time. So I used to watch the coach. I used to watch how Dredd doing training. I used to watch. Because even when Virtue was the coach, I used to watch Virtue, you know, training, and I would watch. I like this aspect. So after being asked by Mr. Burke, you know, I didn't even think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But then I found out that Wagga wasn't going to be there anymore, and I didn't have a coach. So I said, all right, I don't like see no ball now play. I rather see ball play. So I said, let's get some balls together and get the youth them out. You know, and see what them have. And I go in and I start the training and things. And when I started the training, I saw there so many demands or so many things lacking and so many things that we really needed in a football program at Meadowbrook. Even though you had coaches of Wagga's reputation and all these things, the program itself was not being funded in a right way. You know, Wagga would do him own thing because, you know, Wagga is a man, him like to do him own thing, and him put Meadowbrook and Medhaven in a one category. So if it's a Medhaven training, him just make Meadowbrook train same time, you know, that sort of thing.
You're not separate.
So
Right.
So when I got involved now, there was so many things lacking, and I would just have the youths them down the field with some ball and where I do with some training, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I reach out to my close friend now, Dave Brown, and I said, "Boy, Dave, look like this thing I get serious, you know." And I have a job, you know. This time I working for the Jamaica Lottery Company, and I am very busy. I have a ratty job to do. But I take my time out and come and keep training and all these things same way because I work on the road as an account executive. And I said, "Boy, I have the time. I can do some work on the road and still end up at training and do the training and then whatever. And when the team start coming together in a good way, this is in 1996, 10 years after we won the
Walker Cup,
the Walker Cup. Yeah, it was like a 10-year anniversary because everybody keeps saying, "Boy, Billy, it's a 10-year thing, you know?" So I come, so we start having a lot of challenges. My mother would try find as much money as she have for help with cook some food or buy this or all these things. If I have somebody go away, I ask them to bring back a little ankle band or a knee band, and I try to walk around and any Meadowbrook person I see, I say, "You know, you should get involved. Come and find out what's happening at the school. In any way you can help. If you can come and talk to the boys, if you don't have any money, if you have money, you can leave us with one pair." But say, like me just say to a man, say, "Boy, I want you even buy one pair of socks for me." And the man say, "Boy, Billy, this me, you know, Billy."
Yeah.
What kind of argument that? one pair. We can bring 30 pair of socks down here, man. You say, Jelly, I don't see the one pair all now. You know, so some man will just keep talking, and we not get nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I go to my man and I say, boy, me have 30 youth in a training, you know, and boy, that even juice I don't have, nothing to give them. And that man give me £5 of flour.
Yeah.
I say, what? I'm gonna go link up. So right now, Dan T, Tegre, and Dave Brown were much closer than me and Tegre. So them up in the hills, and you know them see each other. But Tegre now come down on the flat near me, you know, due to him relationships and stuff, bring him closer to the groove. And Dave reach out to him one day and say, yo, you know, say, oh, why you come see what I go on? Come check it out, man, and thing and see what I go on. And the man come in one evening, you know, and the man come in and say, we said so, and I struggle to put things together. And him say, yo, him have him way, him say, yo, don't bother say nothing, man. Let me make 2 circles and check your back, you know? And then make 2 move and him come back with ocean of food, you know?
Yeah.
But said the youth start smile and we as brethren coaches and thing, me, Brown and so and whoever have around me, we start smile too because Tegre not only bring that, him bring all 2 cases of beer and, you know, we love the beer and everything there. So, you know, it was a vibe. So, we just felt say it's a right move to start feel right, you know, because we have gained so much. Some people come out as you say, Rhodes scholars from Meadowbrook, doctors, lawyers, great achievers. You know what I'm saying? We come out with what we have, whatever it is. We gone at that through the number of years we stayed at Meadowbrook. Because I can tell you, it was after Meadowbrook I go back to school. You understand? I end up going back to university. Although I never complete university, but it took me some time and some evening classes and all these things to catch up. So I always wanted to go back and have a say where I can start talking to the youth them personally and say, listen, take it from me. It's better you learn it now than down the line when you are working. You have to try to take 3 buses to reach a UE and come off work and I leave you 11 o'clock at night. Better you do it now in the day and when you have the time. You understand? When you're young.
Exactly.
Yes, so I found a reason. That was my reason, Dante, because I wanted to have a closer connection with the youths and have some way or some input in some form of youth development, because I have been a part of it, being around Namzi from 7 years old, being around Wagga through all my adolescent years, you know what I mean? Growing up into Manning Cup, getting up into a teenage years, then moving on to adulthood. You know, I was always a part of a group. I was always involved in football or around some sort of sports which had youths involved.
Yeah, and somebody always can give back. Somebody always can give back, Billy.
And so because
Yeah.
Sorry, Tegre, and just to mention this, because when we were playing Manning Cup in '86, I don't know if another person can come on and tell you numbers of persons that were around the team and gave it in great support. I don't know. I only remember one man, and in the name Lied. And I don't remember any other name, but we call him Lidy. And someone said La Lied. He was a past student, and he was the only man I used to see come around the team and would have probably bring some juice or bring something. I don't remember nothing about support. So when Dante came in now with me in '96, and the team started to progress, you know, you start see people from all angles, you know, Jelly, people who never come around, want to come around and they want to take over. Believe it or not. Yes.
When we got to the finals, we couldn't get no space on the bench.
The coach and manager don't have no space on the bench. You know? We see some people I've never seen before. When we are begging for £2 of rice, when we beg for 1 socks, they have never been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was myself, Dante, Dave Brown, and Paul Welch. Right?
Yeah,
Four of us. Four. That and you see, because we now had to hustle to get things together and use our money out our pockets and give you them bus fare and do everything. That time I am coaching for free, you know.
Yeah.
No dollars involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the school never really give no great support. Is when we start play some ball now, because the 96 team was as talented as the 86 team.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very talented team.
We had Claude Davis, who is a national representative and went on to play in the Premier League
Yeah.
as our centre half, you know.
Several years.
Yeah, we had Cadian Williams, who could play for Jamaica at any time when he was a youngster. He was playing for Las Perfectos while he was in Port Farm at Meadowbrook.
Hazard, which is now Portmore United.
Yeah. Hazard and Las Perfectos and all of them teams there. We had players playing for Meadowbrook, youngsters, you know, that playing in Harbourview and turn out to be Harbourview great midfielder and all these other players. So we had a really good team, and we found that the more we walk around, the four of us, and start check people for this, check people for that, check people for that, you find that a few people genuine people start to get involved.
Yeah.
Minot, you see, Minot is one of the hardest work of Meadowbrook High probably, and Finley. You know, them man, trust me. You see, if you have them man involved in your thing, you're in luck. But Tegre, coming back, the inspiration was just being a part of a youth development program.
But how you find it though? Is it as fulfilling as playing for the school? You know, in you know, between your coaching days and your playing days, which one of them you found to be more fulfilling?
More rewarding. Yeah, that's a good question.
More rewarding.
I think that coaching was where I would say it was where I got the most
Reward.
It could be rewarding, but gratification.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. You see, when I see a youth develop to a point in his life that I can actually see them back in life as adults working, and them can still see me and say, "Yo, coach," and call to me with respect. That is what I like, because I remember when I was a youth, no matter where we see Wagon, no matter where we see Pot, whoever, Aliman, name the coaches. Yo, coach, Wagon, coach. And we talk to them with respect, because we know that they have given to the youths them what they needed to help them develop. So I feel that along the way, I have helped a lot of youth to develop. They, you know, some of them from poor backgrounds, and I've given a lot of youths opportunities, you know, Jelly. Some of them have made use of it, some of them have not. I've taken youths from Moko, a country, take youths from Tivoli Gardens, from Arnett Gardens, all over in a bad place at their home. You know, what you call it? Violence in the home. And all of these things. You know, and I've taken these youths and gave them opportunities, bring them to Meadowbrook and tell their parents, listen, I'm taking them and carry them to Meadowbrook. We support them, me and Dante and Dave Brown. Dave Brown send the money from foreign. We buy a set of uniform. Dante work all week and bring up a portion of money. We drop off a money for a parent. You know what I mean? To buy the groceries. And we have done that. Dante and I have taken on youths that don't even represent Meadowbrook anymore. They represent Meadowbrook. And then Meadowbrook discard them. And throw them out. And they end up at George's, winning the triple for George's.
And
You
and
understand?
we are
And
paying them school fee.
we still dropping off school fee. We
Even though them
still
now go
dropping
Give
off
Meadowbrook.
us money for
groceries
them.
at home.
Yeah.
But we used to do this. We used to do this one away, like my friend Dave Brown, the anonymous, that man,
Mm-hmm.
you don't only see something up, but you don't know it happened.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
used
yeah.
to try and say, let us try to do this, even though we're not coaching the team anymore.
Yeah.
After '96, where we went to the Manning Cup semi-finals, and we went to the Walker Cup finals, which I thought was a major achievement.
It is, Billy. It is.
You know, because Jelly, I'm not disrespecting a lot of persons who you might come on your podcast. I'm just going to say it in a good way. They have been stars. You understand? You talk to a lot of them is star, and we talk about them in the football realm of star and the cricket realm of star. But it's when you're a champion or when you get there is what means certain things. You understand? You can be a superstar and your team don't go past first round,
Yeah. The team.
You know what I mean?
The team
You're
are
a
the important
superstar.
thing, man.
Yeah, and everybody say, yo, you're a big baller, big general,
Yeah.
The teams you played for didn't go past the first round.
Yeah. You see the team now, the team lift up everybody. The team now just lift
Yes,
up the
you
team.
see when, yes, and you see when you're a winner, Jelly, and have a winning mentality, it goes a long way. And I think that was what I brought to the '96 team.
Yeah. No,
Although we didn't win the competition, and I can tell you this, Jelly, honestly tell you this, I blundered why we lost the Walker Cup, because we could have won the Walker Cup in 1996.
Yeah.
And Tegre, or many persons will confirm that. I blundered because I took a stance of discipline over talent.
Over talent. No, and that's not a blunder, Willie. That's not even a blunder,
I want to correct that.
No,
because
a championship, you see, at the time, Jelly, why I say it's a blunder, you say if I really thought deeper within myself, Meadowbrook winning that championship would have now taken Meadowbrook to a different level again in football and would have gone a much more support. And all of these things.
Because success bring a heap of fathers, appearance.
Yes.
I mean, win, and that's a challenge. I know exactly what I mean, Billy. I know exactly what I mean. But go ahead, Ted Greg.
Yeah, what I'm saying, because notice, I know what Billy alluded to, because we had to leave out some. I mean, I have no regrets.
No, you tell me the incident already. I know exactly what you're talking.
Let me tell you what happened. And it's the same. The thing about it is that we did the same thing in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we had to discipline some players.
Yeah.
Our two best players at the time.
Yeah, because them now listen to
and them. Yeah. Which is basically something out of dread.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we say, all right, them not play. And we end up win the semifinals against the Manning Cup champion.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And this is a team.
Walker Cup semis,
Yeah, the Walker Cup semis.
The Manning Cup champions.
The Walker Cup semifinal.
Yeah.
The two best players sit down and watch a game, or them
3-1.
Yeah. And this is a team that beat us 3-1 in the Manning Cup semi-finals.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or 3-love. Either 3-love or 3-1.
Yeah,
3-love.
Yeah.
3-love, right, 3-love. And we end up beat them with even though we played them with our best players.
Yeah. And we beat them pre-season, Tegre, remember? We beat them pre-season. Poor love down at battlefield.
Yeah. But it's just one of them things, the Jelly. And
you can't win everything, And trust me, prefer come down on the side of discipline.
Yeah, man.
More than that. Because you're right. I prefer that, I prefer win. I prefer lose a bunch of money I try. More than win a prima donna, Because the winning not sustainable, That's not a winning way. Because we are work for more than ability. So you them win at life,
Yeah.
Not a game, Because
Right.
that we take from Meadowbrook, you know. That's
Right.
why we're there in attack and proud eyes, you know. What we learn, the lesson we learn, you know, is not to win the trophy, you know. It's that we learn how to win. And when
Yeah.
you take a certain amount of discipline.
Yes, man.
You follow me? I say to you, we learn that based on, you're right. Look what the dread teach you. You follow me? I say to you,
I like the dread teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think the youth them end up better off it.
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah.
In a life, and better. And that you train human beings to be better human beings, you know.
Yeah, man.
Not to win a trophy. I say if you look on the job, it's not to win a trophy, man. You want them to do what you are do 20 years from now, you know. So right, you know, this Mr. Lyon to teach me, you know. I have to give back to the school. I have to do the
And right
ABS.
now, them youth, anyway, them show maximum respect.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
That's why I don't have no regrets.
Don't have
you
no
know?
regrets at all. Don't have no regrets at all.
No, I tell you, Jelly, after 1996, Tegre and I, along with Dave and Welch, we have stuck with the Meadowbrook programs, you know, and I have gone on to coach other teams. I've gone to coach more Manning Cup teams some years later, probably another 10 years later, or another 6 years later, whenever. I go back, you know, and every time I go back, I do this for free because I want to give back to the program. The last time I go, you know, the principal said, listen, Billy, I'm going to make sure you get a check at the end of the month. And when you get the check, you can use it to buy things for the team. And that's what I do. I just change the check and pay. Because you see, you talk about Craig White, Warlord.
Yeah,
I invite Warlord to come with me. And I get him a style. I use what them give me to pay him. You understand?
Yeah.
And then you have the youth, Big Ed. What Big Ed correct name again, Tigo?
So I don't remember. Big Ed, I don't remember his name
I
right
hope Big
now.
Ed not listening to this and upset me because I can't come up with him right name. But anyway, and you know,
It will come back.
and you know, and I use the money that them give me to pay Big Ed to cook the food for the youths.
Yeah.
And all of these things. You get me?
Yeah.
So I like to give back.
It's all about giving back. It's all about giving back.
Yes,
It's all about giving back.
and I tell you something, Jelly. You see your program. I think is the best thing right now. Is the best thing right now. But what I would really love, I know it's here to it start out and say Meadowbrook memories, you know. And I don't want to change up the program in any ways, but I'm just saying, all the persons who come on in your program, Jelly, they speak highly of the memories and highly of the school and what their friendships and what they was taught to them at the school, and they have these memories and they cherish them. You understand? What I would love for them to come back and give more to the school. It's not, some may think it's financial. It's not financial. It's just just be a part of a conversation.
Yeah, man, but you're right,
be a part
Billy.
of a conversation.
But this
because you see, if we can, Jelly, remember 1996, you know, when I met you at the school, and you said to me, say, you have the business running, and you want to supply the team with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, man.
I didn't reach out to you, Jelly.
Yeah.
You reach out to us.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, man.
Meadowbrook does this to us, you know.
Me follow I mean, Billy.
Yes, you see, the school pride, the Meadowbrook pride, and and how it was taught to us, and the way we live like family at school.
Yeah.
Family.
Well,
you know, when family is in need, we must step up.
Yeah, when you say, when this conversation I got start, you know, Billy, it's whether a man want to do this or no, you know. Him just like a feel for this, you know. You follow me? We don't even ask it, you know, because as I said to somebody,
that's what I'm saying is the best thing that.
Yeah, man. We never say nothing, you know, Billy. A man just like a feeling that's right. Because as I said, me describe Meadowbrook, you know, in a couple of times in a conversation, you know. Meadowbrook is like the Hotel California, you know. You can check out anytime, you know, but you can never really leave, you know. You can't leave there, Greg.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
And that is what this podcast doing.
Yeah, man,
It bring back
they bring back a
and
vibe.
yeah,
Yes, Dante. I never know.
bring back the
Believe me, I
vibe
never
and
know. Say that build the vibe so quickly and to where man I come
Jelly,
back. Yeah.
Jelly, you knew salesman, right?
Yeah, man. I know a
The
couple of them. No
cyclist.
more one brother of them.
Yeah, the
yeah.
big one, the cyclist,
Yeah,
the
man, he
more
was
senior
ride bicycle. Yeah,
cyclist.
man. Gary was the
Yeah,
one that closer to me and he have a older brother. Yeah, man.
I saw him the other day, him and Nigel down in at a place,
With
and we were
Nigel lad.
talking.
Ferguson.
And, yes,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
brought back so much memories because I was telling salesman that when I was a youth in Meadowbrook, if we're riding our bicycle on the road and having a race, we fight who want to be salesman,
Yeah,
you
man,
know.
yeah.
And
Exactly.
me a salesman, and me a
And
salesman
I'm one
turn
of
out
like
to a
professional
fight.
cyclists. Exactly,
Yes,
Billy.
you know.
Yes.
So this is the thing. What Meadowbrook does to us, you know, it gives us it puts some people out there for us to see and identify.
Connection, man. The connection, Billy. The
Yes,
connection,
and we
man.
identify them in good ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Good people, good friends to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this, and as I say, it's we're cultured, you know, which goes back to when Sheppy said, "I'm a brother," and we just have to laugh because
We say no, I'm
that's
not
not
Meadowbrook
our
way
way.
that.
It's not our way. Meadowbrook have a way.
Yeah, man.
Every Sunday morning you have a podcast. I get up out my bed and it's a Sunday routine. I open my front door and I put it on and listen to it. And every time that I play it, my wife says, "Why is it every person from Meadowbrook speaks the same way? Everybody speaks the
My brother
same
same
way."
said to them, I say, it's a Lance. From a Sunday morning podcast. Yeah, that's what I'm going to my basement, I'm going to play, I'm going to get my coffee, I'm going to sit down and interrupt. He called me yesterday and I said, wait, welcome to the podcast. I'm just kind of a little lazy, I have a little technical snuggle. So you talk about you know the coffee, you get up, Billy, and
Yes.
you look forward to it. Yes, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And you know, I know, and I follow your podcast, and you know, the line of questioning and all of these things, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you want to go, and we don't want to carry it
that's
too
simply
far.
take it, Greg and Billy. Almost there talk for 3 hours, you know. And one question I ask Billy, not Dante. Which school, what if you treat Meadowbrook?
Who chose who?
Yeah,
And we just a rap. Yeah.
Dante, this is the easiest conversation I have. One question I ask Billy.
Yeah.
You
Because it's so easy. Hey, Jelly, I'm going to just say something.
Yeah, man.
You said you would have called me at a particular time today. 5 minutes before that time came, I took a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
And all I did on the paper was wrote down some names out of my head that brought memory back.
That's
to
come
me.
back here, right,
Yeah,
Billy.
and I'm just going to read down on this paper.
Yeah, man, read
here
out the
now
name
for
them,
you
Billy.
to
Read
hear.
out all the name them. Remember them. That them hear
Yes.
them name I call. Yes.
Yes. I started off this paper with Ferdinand Bent because he was very memorable, you know.
Yeah,
And
man.
it
Doug
goes
laugh
down the
and talk
line.
about him today
It
for the
goes
podcast.
down the line.
Yeah.
It goes down the line like this. Ferdinand Bent, Andrew Earl, Andrew Elliott, Dirk Dewar, Mitchie, I don't know him right, full name.
Anthony
Piggy.
Mitchell, I think him name. Yeah.
Yeah. Piggy, and I right beside it, Cricket. Jelly, Cricket. You had a guy named McDonald play on the cricket team.
Yeah, man.
McDonald. Yeah. He want come up the man, yeah.
I think one time he must have taken about 7 wickets, don't he?
Yeah, man, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he want come up, man. Yeah.
Yes, I rate him, you know. We rate him as a little youth. We used to see him and rate him.
Yeah,
And I
man.
wrote down McDonald,
Brethren, man.
Reese, Itchy Burke, Goldilocks, Salter, Minot, who played a big role in my life because being a youth who didn't really like classes and got very wayward, I can tell you, you know, because if you look on any of the at the yearbook at the final, it says William Lyon, ambition, to stop running from the principal, destiny to be caught, favorite expression, Spanacum.
Yeah.
So you can understand.
Yeah.
So Minot was one of the persons who became a role model for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to look up to Minot in a big way because he carried his deportment. You know, he was always well dressed. He was very pleasant, very tidy. At school, we would look up to him. We used to like trail him, and him don't even know or watch all him relationship with him girlfriend to try get some tips, you know, and these things, you know. So mine had played a big role in helping to shape my life and make my life what it is right now.
Yeah.
Because I was heading down some different paths, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and to carry on, I have Freddie, Marcel Rodin, Sandy Rodin, Saffron, Yolande, Michelle, Norman Nar, Boom, Richards, Dave Brown, Sean Clue, Clive Tomlinson, Garfield Treasure, Johnny Pecker, Dingo Wills, one great centre half, you know. And then I have Mr. McGregor as a teacher, Mr. Here, Mr. Phillips, Mr. Gooden, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Myers, Mr. Shepherd, Miss Jones, Miss Jarrett, Reverend Townsend. I've got Swaby, Benjabel Navis, Salesman, Fergie. I know Fergie went into the war and you know his situation. You know his situation, right?
No. Somebody
Really?
tell me, yeah, you know, I don't.
Yeah, I think he went into the war and right now he is in a wheelchair for life.
I didn't know that.
You know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know. We have Kirky Banks, P. Brown, Christopher Cheddar, Christopher Coombs, Mark Shields, Dave Darby, Dockery, Gibbs, Muller, you know, and the list goes on. Hugh Buchanan, Hero Blair, Gentles, and with all of these names, Jelly, I stop. I'm not going to read anymore. With all of these names, I have a story.
Oh, them touch a Billy, them change my
So, my love for
I
Meadowbrook is great.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, and
I hear you, Billy. I hear you. It's like, I see what you mean. I say exactly what you mean, Billy. Every one of them names they call, you could have relate a story of a last about 5 or 10 minutes.
I can actually relate a story with every single person I've written on this paper.
You know what, though, Billy? You see, when we reach out to Billy, you know, Dante, it's like Billy I said to me, say, no, man, let me come on. I'm not saying it directly, you know. So I say Billy writes and I say, no, man, I'm not get the story right, man. I know me understand what Billy I say, you know. Because Billy, I be say, this is the easiest one me ever do, you know. I have a list of questions in front of me, you know. And I one question I ask Dante. You realize that?
Well, if we're gone 3 hours, wrap it up quickly then and give me another question.
No, man. We're not a time limit, man. Well, me ask a couple more questions. We're not a time limit. Dandy knows we're not a time limit. But I'm going to ask a couple more questions, Billy, because the time is not a problem, yes, man. But let me ask, one thing I love to ask, man, you know, one of the most embarrassing moments you can remember, I look back at Meadowbrook, where you remember back with a smile, the most embarrassing moment for you, when you're there at school.
Most embarrassing moment, I thought about that question, and what I can remember is I wore a blue shoes to school, and Spanner took me and put me on the stage in the assembly hall in the morning devotion, and she says, "Now listen, students, this is an example of what not to look like when you come to school." Because I never wore an epaulette, you know.
Yeah.
If you ever look on a school picture in any of those school books, like the one you posted, if you look at that picture in there of me, I don't have an epaulette on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I wore a blue shoes to school. Shoes, you know, not like sneakers.
No, I'm doing like a dress shoes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
As man, I call you out in front of the whole assembly.
Yes, and it was in the time when we have the lace in our shirt, you know. Dante set them trend there, you know. Tegri and him friend them set that trend. The lace in the shirt and pull over the shirt, and you press all pleat in the back of the shirt and all of them.
Yeah.
You know. So, you know, she says, "Listen now, students, this is an example of what you're not to look like or just like when you come to the school." And send me home. She just say, "Okay, you can come off now, go straight through the gate." In the assembly now.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Another one.
Yeah, all right, Billy, let me ask you a couple more questions because All right. The best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook.
Best learning experience I've gotten from Meadowbrook is that, see, even when you're facing a lot of challenges and you think that is only one way or one direction you're heading in, sometimes if you just take a little time to look, when you first started on the journey, you start the journey with so much optimism, you know, and you see so many ways forward, which the school offer, because the school gives you every opportunity that there is. I don't see an opportunity that it don't give you. It gives you every opportunity. And then when you find yourself thinking that you're heading in one direction and it's not good, just take the time out to look. There are other directions and other paths that may suit you better.
That is a profoundly true statement, Billy. I do have nothing more to add to that at all. Sometimes I think, say, at the right road you go up and something change and you realize, say, because even when I do this, I know I'm start this in January, I had no idea if I reach the stage where it reach now.
Right.
If I message to someone else, I exactly as I Billy. I start this and all I think I got to talk about Dante. As someone who play football and the cricketer, them know me and them can't talk all night about cricket.
Yeah. You think of sports, we're going to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. We're going to start about some sports.
Exactly. I realize, no.
We start going down communities. We start going down relationships. Friday, families.
Yeah, man. No, Friday I talked to two girls, Margaret Livermore and Carrie Ann Franklin. I'm going to make the mistake and say, yeah, man, the girl, maybe not that. I'm going to put it like me, I say, yeah, man, I don't know if the girl had motivated her. I never think the girl have motivated like the boy. And she for correct me, I said, no, more motivated than the boy, them have more history. I'm more fun than Meadowbrook. I never realized that in the Dante. I tell you the truth, because I say, we motivated by our sports. You follow me, I say, Billy? Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
I'm happy you brought that up, because remember in the beginning of the conversation, I said, before in our briefing, I mentioned that you say your next guest is going to be Nadine Moulton.
Yeah, no, we do it already now. The conversation come out Friday. Yeah, man, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In 96, she was at school, right?
Yeah.
And she was the one who, if it's the same person, it's the same name, Nadine Moulton, right? And she went into journalism and all of these things, right?
Oh, no.
Is which one?
Yeah. Alicia Moulton. Alicia Moulton.
Yeah.
However, maybe they are related in some way. But this girl, Alicia Moulton, in 96, she took it upon herself with the sort of school pride I haven't seen since the 80s.
Yeah, man.
Dante, if I'm lying, you tell me.
Yes, man.
She took it upon herself, Jelly, and brought the school together. They would stay there and they would make banners and flags, and she had that energy. A school pride. I tell that was one of the things that drove the team.
Yeah, man.
Drove the team all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we were in the first round. We
needed a point.
No. It wasn't us. Diego and was playing Camperdown.
Right.
And we needed Diego to draw with Camperdown. Or beat them. And we sent 2 busload of people go down there to support Diego.
Meadowbrook students,
Meadowbrook students.
Yeah. That's how the vibes went up there, great. Yeah.
And say, Nadine Alicia Moulton got all of those people together and we just pay for the 2 bus and send them down there go support
Diego.
Yeah, man.
Jelly, you know that up to today date, Peter Ebert don't talk to me. From that, me and him was friends. I would go hang out at him house around Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
From that day, Meadowbrook carry the cheerleaders over to St. Diego to cheer for St. Diego
If not talk
and
to
give
you.
them that drive.
Yeah.
We said we had the St. Diego team playing like they have never played before.
Yeah.
Because they had this drive and the cheering and the energy.
It was a
And
big
Alicia
camp around
Morgan
side.
brought that energy.
Ricardo Fuller
Yeah.
and Wave Lines and so on and so on. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, man, you say everything begins, Billy and Dante, with a thought, And that's why when you have the conversation, I'm on here and you say, enough. I just say, Billy, Sunday morning I get up and listen to it, and I think back and I say, it make you feel good, And other people listen and I make them feel good. And I say, you know what? More of them used to feel good at school, too. And enough man I got start come give without even realizing. As they say, it's not even money most of the time, It's not money, It just say, the sense of fact say you just want to give something. You facilitate an avenue for giving. No, man.
That is why this podcast and this idea, Jelly, I tell you, man, the growth has been so good so far, and it's going to get even better, man. Because just the idea of having us talk, give us a voice, you know what I mean?
And for the record, sometimes I don't feel I'm doing it, Guys, so me take up the phone and call somebody. I let me get up in the morning, and me get a little voice and I say, me call a person and invite the man. Me not have no list, I work with nothing. Me not have no plan or nothing, Billy. I just have inspiration news every week, every morning I say, me call a person. It's like when I talk with the kind of thing now, and now my name come up, because I never mind from there, and I say, yeah. And you talk about Dave, I just some get inspiration and say, I want to get the conversation from them, man.
But Jelly, can I ask you a question? Because I don't know. When you were at school, right?
Yeah.
From in the 70s, when you had sports day, it's just like in the 80s with us, with the drum corps would lead the whole school parade down to the field.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That was the top thing, because we couldn't wait for that to happen.
Yeah.
And you could hear anywhere in Meadowbrook or
I hear that.
you hear the drum corps.
It may have been better afterwards, because you see, I get him to come up, never faster. Would have been somebody when normal that come to school and say, and him start the first female cadet corps in 1980.
Yeah, man. So I hear.
So I'm going to come up and talk about them things. So it may have gotten better afterwards, Billy. We are talking about. It may have been, it in the 80s, I just say it peaked in the 80s when you did it. All I think activities in Meadowbrook peak in the 1980s. Just after we start winning the
because we would look forward to that, the morning of the sports.
Yeah, man, you can't bet. Yeah.
Man, and head through that.
Yeah, man. I like a big time jamboree, that man. Exactly. I like our carnival that to the day
like
for the week.
Carnival, right?
Yeah. But may I ask you a couple questions, Billy? Life lesson you learn at Meadowbrook, you pass on to your friends and family.
Why, my life lesson I tell them all the time is, live one day at a time. One day at a time. Tomorrow promise to know, man. Just live one day at a time, Take everything you have learned before to live today. So when you live today, add that to your memories and help it for you to live tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely right, Billy. Definitely right about that. All right, next question, Billy. Message now. This one you will resonate with. Message to existing student or future student or staff member. We're going to probably listen to this conversation today, next year or 10 years' time. We are going to tell Meadowbrook people say. What message you want them hear?
Be proud of your school. Be selfless in whatever you do at the school and when you leave school. The teachers are there to teach. That's why they are teachers. Students are there to learn. You know what I mean? We must just absorb the lessons taught there and absorb the family surrounding, and just garner everything you can while you're there, because it's a once in a lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And we must be grateful and just accept it and move on.
All right, two other questions. Well, one is a question and then what any fun memories you remember at Meadowbrook? In the training ground, in the classroom. What's one or two fun memories you remember? Or field trip you remember and I said, right, you need to tell Jelly that one.
Remember, me already tell you, Jelly, the type of person I was at school, so, we talk about fun,
You tell me about the blue
Fun-
shoes and them Barton,
Hey,
but give me
fun
some more, yeah.
Fun not normal, Fun not normal because there are so many fun memories, fun memories at football trainings can be, or anything associated with football. A fun memory is on the way to watch the 83 football Colts team play the match down, the finals down at Bottom Field. 82?
No, man.
Is 82?
82 at Stadium East.
No, man. The corner league, the down at Bottom Field.
Oh, 82.
The summer
yeah.
Derrick Castle League.
Derrick Castle League, yeah.
Mm.
We meet up, me and my brethren and meet up because we're going to the thing down at Bottom Field. So we meet up because some coming off of the hill, like Dave Brown and Sean Clou and all of us and some more guys meet up round by Tunbridge. So we're going to cut through Tunbridge and cross over a gully on the iron bar and end up down Tunbridge down the bottom and then go down through Tunbridge and come out back in the gully right behind the pavilion to be at Bottom Field right away. But one of the man them now who come with a Meadowbrook man, him weigh about 360 or 400 pounds, I don't remember his name exactly.
West.
But him
it's West,
big,
man.
What's his name?
West.
West.
We know where you talk.
Man.
West him name.
Trust me, him weigh about 400 pounds, Jelly.
Like bigger
So
Ford.
he can't cross the iron. Go down in the gully, come out back on the other side. No, he's so heavy, he can't come up.
Can't go.
And Jelly, the match soon start and we need for reach a Bottom Field.
Yeah.
Say, yo, it look like you're there for you now. We are leaving him, man. And some man a ball and say, no, we can't. That and West in the gully a ball, We have to jump down in the gully. And I was 4 or 5 man underneath. West
I'm going to push him up.
I'm pushing right out of the gully, Yo, that was so funny.
Yeah, man.
And
the last question of the
outside of that, another fun memory, which was a great memory, is when we went on a cadet camp down in Port, where was it again? Moran Bay High School, man. And we have a dancing competition at the end, a concert at the end of the camp. And me and Dante and a little youth we call English. We start a little dance group and say, we are going to smash up this concert, man.
Yes, that's
and we are glad. I do remember every song we dance to it is Chaka Khan.
No, one of them.
Billy Jean. It's Chaka Khan.
Yeah.
Chaka Khan, everybody.
Yeah, Chaka Khan. Yeah.
We said, Dante said, Billy, I want you to just walk out on the stage. And we see you reach out on the stage, just do a helicopter landing. That's it. And then you just
top it off
with
fresh.
a caterpillar.
And we never win the competition the time. We win the competition, man.
Then we clear up the place, man.
Mash up the competition.
English can dance like Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Can do the twisting and the waving, We say we rip the concert to pieces, man.
The concert, man.
That was great fun, man. Great fun. Trust me.
Yeah, the members them great, Billy, man.
Yeah.
The members them great, man. I remember go ahead, Dante.
One other thing when I know we did have a whole lot of fun was when we watched the football, anything. And we used to open at what we call a stand.
In the stand.
At the hill.
Yeah, man. Yeah, watch the cricket or the football not up in the hill. Yeah, man. Where else, Dante? Yeah.
And we make up a cheer,
originate that spot there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Donovan, yes. Yeah. The original, yes. Yeah.
And we make up a cheer, we don't know, hear what? We used to watch the English League them and hear them and say something. And we don't know it. We just say, booyah. There's a make nice up in the hill.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you the last, second to last, that's not a question, Billy, because just a comment, me say, And any question or topic where you don't like comment on, but me never ask. Because I know you have volley, but any particular one where I say, me don't like mention it. And me never get round to it at all.
Well, for real, lots of topics. I just know that when I started Meadowbrook, I think my first PE was hockey. You know, I was only sorry that they didn't continue that trend at Meadowbrook, you know, because in first form I learned how to handle the hockey stick and all of that.
I feel like,
And
yeah.
it was a nice sport, you know. I think they should have probably continued that sport.
Yeah.
But that was one thing, and we didn't talk about the grounds of Meadowbrook and how it changed over the years, you know. But a lot of changes have been made, and from then till now, the school has expanded its walls, its places to teach, classrooms, and, you know, a lot more opportunities has been put forward to the students, you know, and them sort of thing there. So I just want to say kudos to all the persons who has come forward to make all these changes happen in the positive ways that they have. You know, and I remember just off the top of my head, Minerva Coke. You remember her auntie? Tegre?
Who that? Minerva. Which Minerva?
Minerva Coke. And she could dance, the break dance too. You remember her? And she had a little baby voice.
Maybe the name always beat me.
Yeah,
she
could dance, the break dance, because break dance was another thing that we went through that era.
The phase in the 80s when Michael Jackson run the place. Yes.
With a whole heap of break dancing and challenge Calabar boys, man. And we have fights, you know. You know, at the back of the canteen, that classroom, that big space they had at the back of the canteen. And at the front of it, they used to have a big door. It used to look like a big garage door or a big door to a farm or something. That's what it used to look like to me. And we used to set up dancing challenges round the back there, you know. And the guys from Calabar used to come up and would dance off in break dancing. And if it now go the right way, whoever don't like how it go, you know, it turn it to all a fight, you know. Yeah, man. We have, you know, we defend it wicked. Calabar man have to take with themselves. There are so many things we like talk about. Sweetie man at the gate, Chewy. You know,
I remember him.
There. But a lot of people talk about all those things. We like talk about the low fence and we could have just step over it and come out of school and
exactly.
step in over it.
No bother one of them, no fees are necessary. Exactly.
I think the highest point was that probably about 4 feet, and the lowest point right down to about 2.5 feet. You just step over it.
I remember that, Billy.
But there are so many things we could have talked about.
Yeah, man,
they're easy to mention. They're easy to just mention.
Yeah. Well, before me ask you the last question, Billy, let me just say this, because this has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And to me, because I didn't even know that Paula was a sister, you know, because since I had on Facebook, I reached out to Paula and her friends then, because I know Nesta.
Andrea and
Nesta.
Girls.
Right, because Nesta married to my good friend, Dougie. And I know them for years. I was at Dougie's wedding. They were at my wedding. So I reach out to them now. And I hope this motivate Paula and Anne-Marie and Nessa to realize that it's just a conversation. Them can't come talk to me. If I said to you, because Billy, they just come and talk for 3 hours, stay Greg, like I know nothing. If
I have more to go.
Yes, like we're part 2 with Billy.
Hey, Jelly, you see, Dante and I, over the years, we have become more than friends.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah, man.
His family and my family, we are so close.
Yeah.
And if you're ever invited to come to Dante's house one afternoon, one Sunday, whenever, you should make the effort to come, because if you want, think we can talk. No.
Yeah, man.
and you know how much you laugh, how
Yeah,
much
man,
fun
yeah,
you
man,
have.
yeah, man.
And then also you'll be surprised at the persons you'll see there.
At
You know
Dante
what I
House,
mean?
yes, yes.
Yes, man.
I'm looking forward to take up that invitation whenever I come back to
All
Jamaica
right.
again. We remember that thing.
Anytime you come back to Jamaica, man.
Definitely Dante, that's a definite must.
All right.
I remember that. Don't, I'm not going to forget that, my brother, because
Nah, man.
you see Dante, you know, Billy, and I tell man this
Mm.
all the while, you know. Dante and Facey are one of the main reasons why I end up a start this, you know, motivate me for start this. I come to Jamaica 2016. Come bury the old lady. And me think the man in my Meadowbrook will forget about what we do in the 80s, in terms of winning and all that. I never forget, you know, because I know the significance of it. I mean, I said, it come like it was going in a black hole, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm write a little book, and then later in the last year, you know, I get the idea and I said, we can't start a conversation, you know, if I do say cricket alone, I'm going to talk about. You follow me? Because Dante called and say I have a thing for me. So I mean, say I have a little trophy for honor way when we win in 1982. And I say, apart from Essewood honor way, we never get properly honored at all. And them talk about, and that me want correct why I come and say I start this. Not for me, you know, but for all of the money we play on them 6, 7, 8 team there. It almost like that I go in a black hole. And I said, no. We need to proud our school. We need to stand up and say, this is what we do and talk about it. And I realize, say, and just the sports alone, made our people proud of them school, man. So, Dante, I'll be forever grateful for that little motivation we give me. I say, boy, yeah, we'll never forget it. We'll never forget it, my brother. You follow me?
I only give you the first inspiration.
Well, yeah,
Right.
it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal, Dante. So you're right. You're right.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But
All
let me ask you the last question, Billy. And this last question, I ask everybody, you know, what made me...
Hold 1 second before you ask the last question,
Yeah, go ahead.
Jelly. Just to mention, I just want to give thanks for all the persons at Meadowbrook who have come forward and shown some recognition for the time that I've spent there offering up my services to the school over the years, you know. Big respect to the Jamaica chapter of the Past Student Association and the American chapter, and all the persons who have come forward and presented with me with some plaques and other things. You know, I show big respect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I am here to continue giving what I can when I can.
Yeah, man. Them I hear you, Billy. Them I gonna hear this loud and clear. We just go out in a couple of weeks. But it will go out. Because I have a whole heap of a couple of podcasts. And we just do them up and say them. When we're ready, let them out every week. So, yeah. So, the last question, Billy, we may always ask everybody, what made Meadowbrook magical?
You probably said a lot of it already, but
I
summarize.
I tell you, sometimes I think about it. It's just like a great fairy tale, or Jelly. It's just a great fairy tale. Some fairy tales have tears in the middle of them, might end up back with the greatest laughter and joy at the end, you know. It has its ups and its downs, these fairy tales, you know. It's just, I don't know how to put it, because if it's magical, it's just magic. And it worked. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man. It's like you can't put your finger upon it in a Billy. At the same time, you cannot put your finger upon it. But
It's just magic, because if it's magical, it's just magic.
You don't know what going at all. It's not a secret sauce or nothing. It just
it just happened and it just worked.
Yeah, man.
And it continued to work, because look at it. Having great fun today in this conversation.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
It's as if we're three of us were sitting together around a table having few beers and just chatting.
Yeah, man.
It feels so good.
I was sitting outside a pecker thing at tag. Exactly.
Wherever, you know, sitting down wherever, doing whatever.
Exactly, Billy.
Yeah, man. It's so much magical time, so much happy time, so much. We had sad times too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I had inspirational times, times when, you know, I was doubted, you know, and all different types of
Yeah.
experiences and emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I can't get enough.
Yeah. You can't. As me say, Hotel California, man. You check out
Yeah,
anytime.
man.
I just can't get
You
enough,
can't
right?
leave. You
Mm.
can't leave. You
It-
can't leave Dante or Billy.
no,
You can never.
Jelly,
You
I
think?
tell you, Jelly, I tell you this, you know. You see, if you start coming and getting involved in Meadowbrook and the business of Meadowbrook and anything to do with giving back or sharing memories, it's just like you're going to get hooked.
A good
Like a
feeling.
drugs, man.
Like a
Yeah,
good
it's like a
feeling.
drug. You
Yeah, man. It's a
can't
good
come
feeling.
off of it.
It's a good feeling.
You
It's
can't
a
come
good
off of it. You
feeling.
can't stop. Ask Minot. Ask
Well,
Mark Finley.
well, I can't say
You know?
I'm glad me facilitate more and more people want to come forward to come do this. The
Yes.
podcast. You allow
Yes.
man
Yeah.
to say, yeah, man, you can't come give back, man. This is just a
Why?
facility.
I'm going to tell you what happened. I used to be on the Meadowbrook chat thing on the WhatsApp, you know. I actually came off. Why? Because it's not like your podcast. Your podcast gives each person an opportunity to give their story,
Yeah.
give their history. You know what I mean? What they remember, how the school impacted them.
Yeah.
When we jump on the Meadowbrook thread, people are very argumentative and you know and
Combative,
people
yeah.
are, because I remember I saw Dingo Wills come to Jamaica to bury his mom, right? And I met him at the bottom field and we're having a chat and I told him about the Meadowbrook chat line and I gave him all the links and they added him. And the first time he participated, it became a big argument with some younger person who never shared his thing, and Dingo will take himself away.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Yeah.
So now with your podcast, you either listen or you don't listen. If you want
Exactly. It's not a right or a wrong thing. It's not a right or a wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right. You get what I'm saying?
Hear somebody's
Yeah, man. Yes, I hear a man.
Yeah,
It's like
somebody's story. Yeah.
it's like I listen to a music, man. A man like it
Yeah.
or not like it. If you don't like it, I'll find the next podcast. So
Exactly.
I next episode, Dante. Man, listen. That's something I know that person. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
I saw me look on it, man. I saw me look on it.
And it's all positives, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
Very refreshing.
Exactly.
It can't hurt nobody.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something I try to maintain it, you know. As me say,
I just say you listen or you don't listen.
exactly. And as I
Yeah.
tell you now, and I'm here to do this, you know, it's like me I get inspiration to do this, you know. I mean, I talk like say me I this or that, you know. I just say, when for start do this, I never know where to go. I still don't know where to go. You follow me? I said to you, I'm just. It's like you can't. When we say to me, when we start to talk about Kevin Miles, I may say, and you mentioned something, and I say, yeah, man, I could talk about him, man, have a 30-second thing for him.
We could have a moment.
Yeah, exactly. We never think about that before.
We just do it same time.
Right away.
You know?
We don't have to think about it at all. We say we're on our fallen soul. Exactly.
Jerry, I really appreciate the invitation to speak on your podcast. You know, it was refreshing, and I enjoyed going back down memory lane. You know, I enjoyed giving you some of this story or some of what I remember. You know what I mean? And I hope your listeners enjoy it. Thanks again.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And Dante, in the last word?
Yes, sir. Well, boy, it's always a pleasure to rap with Billy, you know. Usually we do it over a few beers or rum, some rum. But, you know, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And as usual, you know, anytime I'm available and able to
Me know that.
participate on everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Really,
thanks
it's
Dante
always a pleasure.
yeah, thanks Dante, man. There you go. A bona fide. Thanks for being a part of this, you know.
I appreciate it.
Because while you're on the line, it makes the conversation more comfortable and easier.
Easier, man. And that's why I design it. That's why I never say me when I talk to nobody that come like an interview. But you have 3 people or 4 people. You just through the conversation. Exactly.
And you know, what I like about the podcast, you can have just regular guys like me, man, not the real superstars, you know. Yeah, remember saying Meadowbrook is built up of people.
Well, you know,
Yes.
hold on. That's one of the reasons why me get Dante on early, you know, because Dante never play on a team or nothing. And me say, I don't want this podcast about man just a play sport and this and that. Me want, and when Dante tell me about Shane, and I say, yeah, man, make him come on. And you tell me to know, Billy, you make sure you send me my number, Dave number, and give my number.
Bro. But Dante, you have to do it because that man, him not like really talk too much, you know. So
Well, the man, the point is, you're my friend Billy.
Encourage him.
No,
man.
If you're my friend Billy, when him come on, and you have to come on and we are going to talk.
Man, you can come on with him.
Exactly, Billy.
You can come on back with him, Billy.
And I don't like say you want to come and make. It's like you never come on and come rap, Billy. And so me look on it, man.
That's the right way.
Yeah, man. And then
right.
when you get me, when name the number too, send me now my number. I'm going to text you, no? And then just send me the people the number because I want to bring somebody to talk about cadet. Well, first I come up, but we talk only about cadet because I'm one of the foundation cadet, man.
Yeah, but I love you have now, man.
No, man, I want him number.
For perspective.
Yeah, man, I want him number, man.
Yeah.
I want him.
Yeah,
Because if him come up a couple of times.
Don't have no connection to Charles Gibbs and Dockery and them, man.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have no connection to them. No.
But we get all them connection eventually. Trust me. It's like we're not gonna run out of Meadowbrook people for talk, and not at the beauty.
Right.
I swear.
I can guarantee you that. Yeah, man.
That's a guarantee, Tegre. That's a good way for them to write it.
Yeah, man.
We're not gonna run out of the Meadowbrook people. Them just have to say. Yeah.
And I tell you, and I'm glad that we in this conversation we got a chance to talk about some of the younger persons, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and the Katie and Williams and the Alicia Moulton.
Yeah.
We get it. Maybe all our story is going to be so old, you know, sooner or later when all the younger Meadowbrooks pass to them.
But eventually,
the program.
Eventually, we want to get some older storage, you know, Billy. The people that come before me, I mean, I reach out to them because I have a couple of them that come up later on. We start Meadowbrook in the 1960s. So,
nice.
I look for them stories too because all that story is important, man. Every one of them, man. There's none
that sounds good.
Young or old, man, I leave off somebody, man. But anyway, Billy Lyon, Billy Rush, and Dante, or Ted Greg, this was a real pleasure. I tell them, brother, I enjoyed the conversation, yeah. So, I'm going to send me them number there and we talk. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Our pleasure, man. Big up yourself, Jelly.
All right, cool. Thanks
again.
Man. Cool, thanks.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince.